Lakeland, Florida, stand up, rock chalk family, let's celebrate. This one's for Stacy. Turn it up, turn it up. Woo. Hey, 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 hey. She clocks in early for the sunrise glow, saving little lives everybody knows. Scrubs on clean, heart made to go, walking through the fire when the pressure gets cold. She got the southern smile and the country soul, helping every patient is a #1 goal. Then the shift ends, boots hit the flow, country rap blasting while she's heading out the door. She's the kind of friend that'll always show up, sweet tea in her hand and a lifted truck. Florida sunshine, small town pride, rolling through Lakeland on that back road ride. Everybody raise them high tonight, stars are shining, everything's alright. From the hospital halls to the Friday night crowd. Hey, let's make Stacy proud. Happy birthday, Stacy. Let the speakers say, Lakeland, Florida, everybody celebrate. From the back roads rolling to the neon lights, we're gonna party till the morning light. Country rap pumping, everybody sing, boots on the ground while the guitars ring. Hands in the air, let the whole world see. Today's all about our girl, Stacy. She got that hometown grit and a fearless heart, been making the difference right from the start. Every smile she gives helps somebody heal. That's the kind of love you can always feel. She's earned every laugh and every birthday cheer, surrounded by friends that are glad she's here. No matter where life decides to roam, Lakeland's always gonna feel like home. Hey, to the nurses grinding every single day, keeping hope alive in the mighty way. Respect to the ones wearing scrubs with pride. Now it's birthday time, let's enjoy the ride. Turn it loud, windows down, let the bass line knock. Florida moon shining while the tailgates rock. From sunrise ships to Saturday nights, Stacy's living life and she's doing it right. Hey, Stacy, this one's for you. May your dreams keep growing and your skies stay blue. From Lakeland streets to wherever life goes, keep chasing those dreams and letting love grow. Country roots strong with a heart so true. There's nobody out there quite like you. Raise your cups and let freedom sing. Happy birthday, Stacy. You're the queen tonight. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Stacy. From Lakeland, Florida, to the whole rock chalk family. Keep saving lives, keep chasing dreams, and keep that country rap turned all the way up. Life Jubilee! Everybody clap your hands! This one's for Journey! From England to Wisconsin, all across America! Happy 65th birthday! She was born where the Union Jack flies high. Now she's chasing sunsets under American skies. Left across the ocean with a dream in her heart, packed up her courage for a brand new start. Now she's rolling highways with a smile so wide. Home is wherever she decides to park tonight. Wisconsin mornings, campfire glow. Every mile's another story, everybody ought to know. She's got freedom in her heartbeat, adventure in her soul. She don't need a mansion, she's got the whole wide road. Happy birthday, Journey, 65 and still alive, kicking up dust and loving this ride. Boots on the floor, everybody sing, hear that country church bell ring. From England shores to the USA, still making memories every Turn it up. Let the whole world hear. This is more than a channel. This is family right here. We started with rock chalk. We built something strong. But the message got bigger. The love got louder. Everybody together. Love louder. Love, 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 love. Different roads, different stories, different lives we live, but this family was built on the love that we give. Country rap beats and the community sound. When somebody needs us, we're always around. Creators and dreamers, come join the ride. Bring your channel, stand with pride. Share your links, let everybody see the amazing people that make this family. No competition, no tearing down. We lift each other all over town. Every voice matters, every heart counts. Love is the message that we're all about. Love louder, let the whole world know this family keeps growing everywhere we go. Hands in the air, let the good times start. Love is the rhythm beating in every heart. Love louder, stronger than before. Opening every single door, from country roads to the city crowd. We stand together and we love out. 99 Customs bringing the fire tonight. 99 Julie shining with a heart so bright. Paid in the house, bringing that sound. Vermilion muds when the family's around. Pop and the crushed dice, bringing the vibe. Stacy and Booney on this family ride. Noel and Faye loves nature too. Anthony showing what real friends do. Johnny bringing that country soul. Rick and Chevy Berry making us whole. Nora standing strong with the crew. Every single one bringing something new. Girly girl 420, Hawkeyes in the place. Lavender bringing that beautiful grace. Justified and Gail standing tall. Star Strike bringing love to all. Jezebel, Leroy Beach baby too. J Thomas always coming through. Ball and Bud Lollipop shining bright. Black Coco bringing the light. Dan and the life of Lee bringing the cheer. Anthony and Noel, we celebrate here. Journey, living life and chasing the dream. I see keeping strong with the team. Mommy 25 Angels, DC2. Sherry Berry bringing that family crew. Sydney and Skyline side by side. Cheyenne and Christopher along for the ride. K-Joe and April, here we stand. Flower daisy spreading love across the land. Everybody move! One family, one heartbeat, one groove, one family. No matter where you came from, no matter your story, we rise together. Love louder. Love louder. Yippee-ki-yay, bringing that country cheer for you to sick and smile, making memories here. Jason bringing energy into the night. Sunflower shining with positive light. Big K, Susan Tough creating with pride. Robbing the Mims collectors right by our side. Patriots standing strong and true. Patronus glow bringing kindness through. Quiet and crafty lady showing their heart. Baby J making this family a work of art. Diamond girl shining like a star. Mouse reminding us how special we are. Official bringing the family sound. Rubber reminder when we gather around. Country Boy 6 morning joining the song. Together is where we all belong. This isn't just a name. This isn't just a place. It's every laugh, every story, every friendship we embrace. From country rap family to everyone new, there's always a seat waiting for you. Keep creating, keep sharing, keep supporting each other. Because the world needs more. Love louder, let the whole world hear. Family keeps growing year after year. Different names but one heartbeat sound. The greatest family we've ever found. Love louder, every night and day. Spread kindness everywhere along the way. Never forget what brought us here. Love louder forever. Love louder this year. Rod, we thank you for bringing this family together. Thank you for every friendship, every connection, and every person who's become part of this journey. Please watch over everyone in the Love Louder family. Bless their homes, their families, their dreams, and their struggles. Give us the strength to lift each other up, to forgive, to encourage, and to always choose kindness. Help us use our voices for good, our platforms to inspire, and our hearts to show love. May we continue to grow, not just in numbers, but in compassion and faith. God, remind us every day that love is stronger, hope is brighter, and together we can make a difference. Amen. Love louder. Forever.
All right. So I see Girly Girl's in here. Girly Girl's husband, Mike, had his open heart surgery this morning. He's in ICU. Please keep your prayers out for Mike and Girly Girl. Beach Baby's in here. Justified's in here. Flower Daisies is here. Good to see everybody. We're going to go back to what brought us here. We got a lot of new subs here, a lot of new family member, and a lot of them will watch this tomorrow. So we're going to go back to what really started us here. And hopefully I can get them the way I have them lined up here.
Tonight, the urgent search for these two missing women from Kansas now expanding across state lines.
We are unsure where these women are or what happened to them. That unknown is what has created it suspicious for us at this time.
Authorities say 27-year-old Veronica Butler and 39-year-old Jillian Kelly were traveling together near the Kansas-Oklahoma border to pick up their children on Saturday, but never showed up to their destination. Veronica's blue Kia SUV later discovered abandoned in a remote part of the Oklahoma Panhandle.
Sheriff's office deputies approached the vehicle and these women are gone and they're nowhere to be seen.
Officials say their search was hampered by the extremely rural area where the car was discovered.
Law enforcement looks for local buildings, houses, businesses for possible cameras to see maybe where the car was parked, where it was going, where the women might have gone. But it's such a rural area, that's what's made it so challenging for us.
According to authorities, no threats against the women have been reported, but Veronica's family members tell NBC News she had been engaged in a custody dispute. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation now turning to the community for help.
It's very, very important for us, for people to continue to put in their tips and whatever information they may have that could help the case.
At an Easter Sunday service, a local church coming together to pray for a safe return.
Lord, we lift up Jillian, we lift up Veronica, we pray for their safety.
Stephen Romo, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated.
All right. There was one of them.
Media on this Kansas mom story is making too much of the silence. Look, we saw this with Koberger in Idaho. Sometimes the cops are doing their job and they're not into the celebrity part of the business, and they don't want their sources out there. Sometimes there is integrity to the non-disclosure. Is that the case here? I don't know. We'll find out when they finally do say something, but I got to tell you, sometimes the silence can get deafening. And when it comes to Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly, now we understand why they were together, right? One was the supervisor for the visits. The other one was the mother going to see their kids, right? Going to pick up Butler's children. They never got there. Car was found abandoned in Oklahoma. State investigators say they had evidence to indicate foul play, but since then, no meat on those bones. Normally, there would be all this search and all these people and the family, help us, help us. Not here. Let's bring in News Nation correspondent Laura Ingle on the ground, real pro, trying to get answers. And we have another real pro, former FBI agent, News Nation law and justice correspondent Jennifer Coffendaffer. First of all, Ingle, now we understand that this wasn't exactly in the middle of nowhere. They had a reason to be where they were going. What were they trying to get to in terms of a meetup spot?
Yeah, Chris, it's both, right? It's the middle of nowhere, but they had a reason going from one section of Kansas where I am now in their hometown, just past the state line into Oklahoma, to meet up with a guardian of the children for Veronica Butler, ages 6 and 8 years old. This was a designated court-approved visitation that is supposed to have a supervisor. She's supposed to have a supervisor with her on each and every Saturday. And there was a list. We went through the court documents, and there were 4 people listed as approved supervisors. And on that list is the pastor's wife, Jillian Kelly. She was the one that day on that Saturday that took the drive with Veronica Butler. They came 3 miles short of their destination. It's an abandoned gas station in a section called Four Corners. It's right off of a highway. You almost couldn't make it up. We went there and we took our cameras to show you just how desolate it looks. There's no lights, there's no cameras, there's absolutely nothing out there. And that is the location where they were supposed to meet the grandmother of these children. The father's mother is who has custody right now. But again, 3 miles short, didn't make it. The fiance of Veronica Butler is the one who got worried and started driving, looking for the vehicle. And the other thing that we shot and we filmed yesterday, we went on this desolate road. And when I first heard that the car was on the side of the road, found abandoned, I kind of thought it was on the side of the highway, but it was actually in a little bit. We're showing you drone footage right there of getting up and over it. But we also walked down that dirt path to show you just how far off the beaten path it really was. It was 1,000 feet in from the main road. And we found a kind of a makeshift memorial. We found a white cross with yellow ribbons. There's yellow ribbons you can see here behind me all over this town, tied to every tree and lamppost. And their names are written on that. We don't know who left it there, but clearly somebody who, people don't have a really good feeling how this is all going to turn out. The OSBI, the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, we've been after them every single day that we've been on the ground, and they keep telling us, we are investigating, we are searching. We will let you know when we find something. When we got here, I was expecting to see a grid search, canines, not seeing that. That's not what's happening. But the OSBI does tell us that they're doing their own search in their own way and to stand by. Chris.
Quick thing, Laura, did the grandmother show up with the kids?
Great question. That is one that we have asked. There is we just don't know. We've asked investigators about that. We've asked family members. A lot of these people are really scared to talk about this case. Everybody in this town knows somebody. Everybody's connected. Nobody wants to talk about who they know and what they know for fear, it sounds like, of retaliation. There was a very bitter custody battle going on. In fact, Chris, 10 days before these women went missing, there was a court filing by Veronica Butler to get more visitation time, to get full custody. She wanted to see her kids more. And it was laid out in these court documents that things had not been going well between the grandmother and her. 10 days later, she's gone. Is it connected? We just don't know. It could be something entirely different.
Hey, thank you for watching.
All right. No, you haven't missed much, Jezebel. Just going over some old news clips that I found to try to catch people up that's new to the channel. Then we're going to go over some new filings that was done.
This vast, open, wide landscape that we're dealing with the search and the terrain. And you're right. We started off in Oklahoma City this morning, pounding on the door of the OSBI, the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. They have, said to us, look, we just can't tell you much right now. Stand by. We'll let you know when there is news. We were hopeful that there might be some development over the weekend, possibly today. Didn't happen. In fact, they said that they might be able to give us an update this morning. They said they were too busy. So off we went, and we've been driving across the state, and we're just about to come up on the part of the road here on the highway where we're going to hit the spot where the women's vehicle was found. But we want to show you some drone video that we have taken of this very spot where that blue SUV was found on March 30th. And as you can see, when it lifts up and around from that location, that's what we're talking about. Flat, wide, and we've been looking for grid searches. Leland, you and I have talked about missing person cases for decades on the air together. And usually we see grid search. We see K9 units. We see a command post. We don't see anything like that right now. We have been told that family and friends of these two women have been told not to talk to the media. They want to keep everything close to the vest. Understood. But for right now, there are little answers. A lot of people talking about, the family. Let's talk about the ex of the woman who was going to pick up her kids. She was embroiled in a bitter custody battle Veronica Butler, and we know that she was going to pick up her 2 kids. I've been going through the court documents that have spanned for years and years about the back and forth with the custody of these 2 kids between Veronica and her ex, who is reportedly in a drug rehabilitation center right now in Oklahoma City. And
Now, I do want to stop it there. I do want to address this. Wrangler, the father of the children, he was in rehab. Nothing led anything to him or him even knowing about what was going to go down. He was completely innocent as far as we know, and that's what we believe. And we just hope that things work out and he's able to get full custody of his kids and at least give them some kind of stability. That's what it sounds like is going on now. So anyway, back to this. We're going to finish playing it. I got a couple more clips. Like I said, this is to catch people up that don't know about the Kansas Moms case. And that's what brought us here and brought us all together.
the grandmother had custody, and we've been trying to get a hold of the grandmother. Nobody's talking. So for right now, the OSBI is telling us they are, even though we don't see an investigation going on the ground, they say that they are conducting searches, but there's not a lot to look around right now. When you look at that, the footage that we're bringing you from the drone, you can see just how difficult this is, Leland.
It's pretty stunning when you see just how rural and vast that area is. Tracy, the Keystone cops screw this one up?
So in my opinion, no, but I do think, to Laura's point about terrain, so I was a drone operator for quite some time. And the thing is an area like this is actually great for covering with drones, quite frankly. You don't have a lot of mountains, you don't have a lot of hilly territory, you don't have really high brush and thick tree canopies. So it's actually pretty easy to cover by drone. The reason I don't think that a command post has been set up is I believe something got them to pull over. This is clearly a targeted attack here, because this is a road that is not traveled a lot. So something got them to pull over. And what that tells me is that perhaps they were taken into a vehicle and brought to a secondary location, and police already know that, which may mean why there's not a command post and not a canine crew out here. So I don't necessarily think that they have screwed it up. And I actually think that they're asking the family not to talk because they may be investigating members of the family at this point in time.
Yeah, you'd think, at least in my experience, that you want family members and possible suspects out there talking, because you never know what they're going to say to the media that contradicts whatever else is out there. Laura, this goes to an important point, though. If they were targeted, it's obvious and horrific. If they weren't targeted and they are the victims of some kind of random crime, in a way, it's even more scary. Have the police said about there being a threat to the community?
The police have said that there is not an active threat to the community. I did reach out to a private investigator who works this terrain, knows the area well, and says, look, yeah, it could absolutely have something to do with a family member. Sure, that's where everybody starts. But also pointed out that this area, because of its vastness, because of the type of terrain we're dealing with, is a big area for human trafficking. So there's that. There's obviously drugs and guns going on around this area as well. And we've heard that there was foul play found around the car. So what was it? Was it blood? Was it a broken window? They are not telling us. The OSBI is not telling us exactly what kind of foul play we're talking about. But to Tracy's point, you're right. We've long also thought maybe somebody was standing on the side of the road. You know, these two women are mothers and they work with the church. The pastor's wife was the passenger. And so, you know, was there somebody that was standing out on the side of the road as a decoy trying to bring them over? Those are just, it's a list of possibilities that people are talking about. The rumor mill is running rampant out here with all kinds of different scenarios that could be taking place, but we just don't know until the investigators with the OSBI tell us what's going on. They've asked us to hold tight, and I've reached out to the FBI, to my contacts with the FBI, to find out if they're going to get involved. We've reached out to the governor's office. You know, we all want answers, and we want to help find these women and bring them home.
Tracy, last word to you on this. How is it possible that the police would not want help? If they really didn't screw this up and they somehow have the triple underwater blindfolded chess move, that they found all these things, they're just waiting to piece it together, why wouldn't they want their suspects to make a mistake?
So I think it depends. A lot of times what happens in an investigation like this, particularly in areas that are rural, you can go into an issue where there's actually too many tips. And then that hinders the investigation in and of itself and takes a lot longer than what's needed to go through. Also, an investigation like this, Laura was mentioning, you've got several different agencies here. You have individuals in Kansas, you have OSBI, you have the FBI, and you probably have other agencies as well. And so they are all trying to work together. And because they're trying to work together, asking the family at this point in time to not put additional information out there protects all of those agencies in terms of gathering evidence.
Thanks for watching.
Ooh, sometimes it's hard to watch what really was going on in the beginning. It's crazy. All right. Now it starts to get sad.
Back with breaking news on the two missing moms. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation announced the two bodies they found earlier this week were Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly. We'll put their pictures up in a second. A group called God's Misfits have been charged in the deaths of the two women who disappeared in Oklahoma. This is the Misfits mugshots. On the far right is Tiffany Adams. Tiffany Adams is not only the grandmother of the murdered woman's children, but she's also the former chair of the county's Republican Party. Adams accused of being one of the masterminds behind the murders, researching stun guns, purchasing burner phones, planning multiple murder scenarios. How does a seemingly normal woman become one of God's misfits and eventually murder the mother of her grandchildren? In an exclusive statement, Veronica Butler's attorney has told News Nation this case highlights the conflict, stress, and magnitude of decisions that go into any child custody case. This case was contentious from the beginning. It became increasingly contentious as time went on. So unfortunate. I'm so deeply sad by the loss of my client, Veronica. I know all she ever wanted was to love her children. News Nation senior correspondent Brian Enton is in Liberal, Kansas, looking into this. God's Misfits is sort of one of the more catchy names in all of life, and the mugshots fit, Brian, as I'm sure you found out traveling through Kansas. Was this group formed for this purpose, or were these people who were sort of always a little out there and had some unusual views and were planning unusual things, and this just was how they got caught?
Well, a few interesting things. First of all, Leland, there are a lot of people in this area who are anti-government. I mean, I've been talking to people here for the last day, and that's not unusual. But the God's Misfits group is extreme. It does exist in this area. They have meetings on the Oklahoma-Texas line, and they believe that they only have to follow God's law. That's what I found out today. They don't believe that they have to adhere to the law of the land or the state laws. They only have to adhere to God's law, which could have something to do with why they thought they'd get away with this. By the way, when you were setting up who these folks are, I mean, you might not be able to tell from the pictures, but they are very powerful, influential people in this area, Leland. They own massive, massive amounts of land. They are involved in different kinds of businesses. Everyone knows them. Everyone that we've talked to, for the most part, feared them. And some people even did know that they were in this group, God's Misfits. I spoke to the municipal judge here, the judge, who was very good friends and a business partner with one of the suspects. Again, shows you how small town this is. Listen to what he told me, Leland.
The way I understand it is they got God behind them and they make their own laws. But now, again, that's hearsay. I never knew about them.
That's what you're hearing from other people in town.
That's what I'm hearing from other people. Yeah.
Who remembers this guy? Supposedly a judge, had a business with Tad, and even after all this, Tad's still his friend. This guy was a piece of work. Judge in Morton County, Elkhart, Kansas. Haven't seen anything about him here lately, but wow.
I'm still, I'll say it again, I'm blown away that this even happened. I just can't. Tad was a very good friend of mine. I'm not going to say was a very good friend of mine. He is a good friend of mine. But this just blew me away.
That's the judge, Leland. So
Brian,
that is the
why are
judge,
you doing an
Leland,
interview in
the
a
municipal
car?
judge here. Well, it's a good question. He was actually just passing by the judge. I'd met him at his house yesterday, and today he decided he did want to speak, so he just got in the car with me, which kind of made it quick and easy to do because he was on his way to lunch.
Okay.
But that judge, who happens to be friends and business partners with one of the suspects, Tad Cullum, the judge was at the suspect's house when the raid went down with the SWAT team. The judge had a shotgun put in his face and was there when the raid happened. So, I mean, it's like this whole story is just, it's so bizarre and crazy.
So are these guys misfits people? So there's more to this group than just these four, right? Are we to believe that they have other things planned, that there's other bad things they're willing to do if they're allegedly involved in murdering this person? Or was it sort of like they were God's misfits during the day and at night they just decided to hatch this double murder scheme?
So this is my sense, Leland. The God's misfits component to this, the religious cult, I think is separate from what caused the murder. The murder really does seem to have been caused of those two moms because of the custody battle. And I think it just came out through all of that they were in the God's misfits group. And I do think that may have had something to do with the fact that they thought they would get away with this because at the end of the day, you know, they believe they only had to adhere to as what they call God's laws.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find.
All right. Also, I got one more. There's one more that got arrested, Paul Grice. In the preliminary hearings, he testified that OSBI talked to him, met him at the Four Corners where they were supposed to meet Jillian and Veronica to get the kids. He had been drinking. He eventually told them that he was a part of this and he was guilty. But they didn't arrest him because they said they didn't have a search warrant. Told him to go home and that when they had the warrant, that they'd call him and arrest him. That's the craziest shit to this day I've ever heard. That he admits to it and they still let him walk away. I don't know. Kind of crazy. Here we go.
With that mystery fifth man, Paul Grice. He is listed all throughout the affidavits by the teenage daughter of the Twombleys who were arrested and charged with the murder. She says that Paul Grice was present for the planning. Paul Grice was allegedly there for the killings. But Paul Grice is nowhere to be seen and hasn't been arrested. Did that neighbor know him or know anything about him?
He does. He knows him and he knows him well. He is actually Paul Grice's landlord. He's his landlord, Ashley, and he was his employer at one time. So he knows him well. We heard from several sources, and this is new, that Paul Grice was called in. He was actually put into custody at one point and questioned by the police, and then he was released. Why exactly he was released, we don't know. Apparently, they didn't have the evidence to keep him. And talking to that neighbor again and his landlord, he says that Paul Grice is a nice man, and he thinks that people need to hold off on judgment right now. Listen to what he said about that.
Did you know Paul Grice? Yeah, I know of him, and he has a young family, very nice guy.
Let me answer this real quick. I don't know who Otter is, but welcome in, Otter. It wasn't their first plan or attempt. I'm not sure how Grice was involved, but his dad was different. Well, Grice said in his own words that he is the one that stabbed Veronica. He claims that he did not stab Jillian, but he is the one that stabbed Veronica, which was over 26 times. So highly involved. And again, OSBI met with Paul Grice on a couple of occasions. On the last occasion, Paul Grice told them that he was involved, and he did it. But they said they didn't have a warrant for his arrest, so they let him go. So he was able to go home, and they said that they would call him when they had a warrant for his arrest and that he could come in. Luckily, he did come in. But there was different people that had spoke. He had talked to people about how to get his family to Mexico. Things just didn't pan out for him, but they're lucky he didn't take off.
He's kind of guy to come up and shake your hand, tell you hi, and anytime I've been around him, he's just been out cleaning and working hard and taking care of cattle, and he seems to be a good guy. My understanding is that he was taken in and questioned, and apparently the OSBI and FBI didn't think it warranted arresting him. So I guess he's not in custody. So I have no reason to believe they had anything to do with it.
Yeah, a lot of people are questioning it just because he's named in the reports and wondering why he's the one who wasn't arrested.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell you. I know he's a good man from what I know of him.
And again, we've learned from several sources, and this is new, that Paul Grice was taken into custody and questioned and then released. So apparently whatever the daughter of one of the suspects said about him being involved, they just weren't able to find the evidence of at this point. So he is out. He's in the community right now, and a lot of people are standing by him, Ashley.
Well, listen, you can be in conversations about something, but in order to be a conspirator, you have to act in furtherance. And maybe that's when if the teenager's telling the truth in the affidavits, maybe that's when he said, you know what, I'm out of here. And the reports got back to her differently, but maybe he's got an alibi. Who knows? Quick question about the next actions in this case. When are all four back in court? What do we see next?
I know, Beach Baby. When I was watching this earlier, I was like,
9 a.m.
when I was watching this earlier, I was like, oh my gosh. What did they mess up? Did they mess something up? How did they let him walk away? I mean, he eventually got arrested, but still.
And they're going to be back in court. They are all in the process of getting new lawyers. Tiffany Adams, Tad Cullum, Cole Twombly say they are all going to get private attorneys. Cora Twombly was the only one at the hearing who said she was going to want a public defender, which is kind of interesting considering Cole Twombly is getting a private attorney. But again, let's not forget, some of these folks have a lot of money, especially Tiffany Adams and Tad Cullum. They've got the resources to pretty much get whatever.
But come to find out, their money's vested in the land and in their equipment. So as far as cash on hand, they didn't have the money. Tad ended up with a private attorney. Cole Twombly ended up with a private attorney. Tiffany Adams got a court-appointed attorney. Cora Twombly got court-appointed attorney, and so did Paul Grice.
Lawyer they want, from what we're told. They own thousands of acres of land. Tad Cullum in particular, Ashley, I'm hearing over and over again, is particularly wealthy. So it's going to be interesting to see what legal teams show up because they didn't have lawyers at the first hearing. And so who's going to be the lawyer come May 15th? That's going to be really interesting because they've got the money.
Yeah, and whether their defense is going to be, he did it, she did it, she did it, he did it. That's always fascinating.
Yes, are they going to turn on each other? Yeah, that's such a good point.
Right,
yeah.
right. That's usually what happens in these cases. So, so much to look at. Thank you, Brian. Such incredible work down there this week. I so appreciate it. Thank you so much, Brian Enton, doing the work for us tonight. Take care.
Ash.
Thank you for watching.
All right. So, true. It's agriculture for credit line reasons. Yeah, they have money in land and their equipment and all that. So what has happened up to this point is all five got arrested. Cora Twombly was one of the first, her and Paul Grice. They took plea agreements. Then plea agreements don't go through till the last person is tried in this case. They took plea agreements and they have to testify in these trials. The only two going to, and Granny, Tiffany Adams, she ended up taking a plea agreement, and I've never understood her plea agreement either. Buddy Leach, the DA, made a plea agreement with her that she didn't have to testify. Basically just took the death penalty off the page, and she gets charged again. These plea agreements don't go through till the end, other than hers, because she don't have to testify. And I'll never understand why Buddy Leach did not set it up with her plea agreement and make her testify against Tad and Cole Twombly, the two that's taken it all the way to trial. I'll never understand it. Beach Baby says, yes, they didn't have cash, but they do have a lot of land. Eagle Stars and Stripes says, I hope they allow cameras in the courtroom. Listen, I don't know if you guys have paid attention, but a lot of things was filed on the 10th, and all that stuff that was filed on the 10th came from Tad Cullum's attorney. There was a couple things that caught my eye in them filings that was done on Friday. One of them is Tad Cullum wants media in the room. And I'm going to read that to you. Let me pull it up. He wants media there. He also wants them to stream it on a YouTube live from the courts. which is very interesting. And I'm going to give you my opinion because I like to give my opinion because I'm very opinionated. And my opinion with that being is my thoughts about the DA in Texas County is not very high. Okay, that's just my own personal opinion. I don't think he's ever tried a case like this. And I think they want it to be on open media so that when Buddy Leach, the DA, screws up, that they'll catch it. And it'll be already live. Everybody will see it. That's my opinion on it. And that would be my opinion as to why Tad Cullum would want it to be televised. Oklahoma does not have media in the courtrooms. It's been on the books to do that. I think it's the next court date is October to try to get news media in the courtrooms. But as of right now, and as of when the trial starts on October 19th, there's nothing saying that media can be in that courtroom. Now, back to some of the stuff that was filed. Also, Tad has a new attorney added to his team. That's what this is right here. I've not looked into this guy yet, but comes now Robert Don Guilford of Guilford Law PLLC, and hereby enters his appearance as the attorney of record hereon on the behalf of defendant Tad Colbert. So they've added to their defense team. Let me pull up the, I didn't post all of them that was filed. One thing, Tad's attorneys are supposed to try to get him off. That's what a defense attorney does. That's their job. So they'll file tons of motions, which we've seen from Tad's attorney, to try to see whatever they throw at it to see if it'll stick. So some of it, I'm not going to waste my time just going over all of it. So, because there was quite a few. But I want to get to the point where, here it is. And I want to read this to you. Because this came from Tad's attorney. Hey, 99 Customs, I see you came in. Good to see you. So, if and when found guilty, oh, that's not the one I wanted. There's a couple things that I did share. But Tad Cullum wants the presence of media. Let me go down to it. Which I felt was very interesting. I want to pull it up so you can see it. And then I'll read it off my phone for you. Okay, here it is. All right. Here we go. This was filed on Friday, July 10th. Defendant Cullum's motion to allow journalists to record, video, and televise the jury trial. Comes now the defendant Tad Burt Cullum, by and through his counsel of record, hereby moves for the court to allow for the news, journalists, media to be able to record, video, televise the jury trial of State versus Cullum. Summary introduction. What transpires in the courtroom is public property. Craig versus Harney. There is no statute or rule or code that prohibits cameras in the courtroom. The Oklahoma Code of Judicial Conduct Canon 3 previously prohibited the use of cameras or other broadcasting equipment from courtrooms without the, and let me go to the next one so you can see it, express permission from the judge. This rule was superseded in April 2011. There is currently nothing that prohibits the use of cameras in Oklahoma courtrooms, because the defendant, Mr. Cullum, seeks to be heard regarding public access to the courts and related First Amendment interests. This court may allow them to do so absent of a specific rule. I'm going to take a drink. Give me just a second. All right. The public and press have a constitutional right of access to criminal trial proceedings. As such, surveying judicial experience and the practical benefits of openness, The U.S. Supreme Court recognized in the landmark Richmond newspaper's ruling that the right to attend criminal trials is implicit in the guarantees of the First Amendment. So there was that, and then there's the last page. The court can instruct the jury and parties to prevent jurors and witness watching news coverage of the trial. The witnesses it says Miss Cullum's, but it should say Mr. Cullum's. The witnesses in Mr. Cullum's trial listen to coverage of the trial, emphasizes the need for the parties to specifically instruct their witnesses not to do so this time and why, and for the court to give a firm jury instruction the jurors are presumed to follow. Finally, as set forth above, the court has the discretion to direct how the visual journalists film parts of the trial, including sensitive witnesses, imposing appropriate guidelines in a better option in a case of the visibility than prohibiting cameras in the courtroom altogether. Requested relief. The court broad powers in controlling the courtroom for the reasons set forth above. This court should grant Mr. Cullum's motion to allow audiovisual coverage of the trial. In the alternative, it is respectfully requested the court contemporaneously publish on YouTube. So they want them to basically stream to YouTube from the courtroom. Publish on YouTube its internally administered audiovisual live streams and recordings of the proceedings. As a final alternative, it is requested that the court release visual and audio recordings of proceedings at the conclusion of each day that this matter is heard in court. I agree with that. I would love to see it televised, even if it's on YouTube. I would love to see every bit of it televised for everybody. I will still go in person to the trial. But again, I think that it should be open to everybody to see. But what do you think is Tad's reasoning of him wanting it to be all televised live? Beach Baby says, I don't know, maybe more loopholes, possibly if they have cameras. Yeah. I mean, you guys are from that area. I would like to know what everybody thinks about Buddy Leach, but he has not impressed me personally. Like, I don't know how good a DA he is. So, with that said, either way, I still think it should be, I think it should be shown. And I think YouTube is the way to do it, kind of like they did in the Idaho 4 with Kohlberger's case. Stream it live. That way everybody can see everything. Nothing's hidden. Hey, 99. Hey, Julie. Good to see you. Jezebel Witch, you're welcome. Feel like he's up to something. Well, you know, Tad Cullum's got a really good attorney. She is known as the acquittal queen, the best in Oklahoma. And I just think that she feels like she's going to be able to catch him with something. And she wants it to be televised so that way it can't be hidden. I think she's going to catch Buddy Leach up. Now, if you guys remember, Tad Cullum's attorney has filed some stuff. And let me pull this up. I don't know what to think about Julia Thatcher. I'm glad she's going there. And she's been there several times in the last week. But, you know, it is a closed case. I mean, there is a gag order. And how is she able to talk to the DA is beyond me. I just don't know how that's able to go. But let me share this real quick. Let me just share this. And anyway, Tad's attorney has filed that the DA has went against the gag order and is asking for his whole case to be dismissed. Now, if it's proven that the DA did go against the gag order, is it possible that it could get dismissed? Well, I would think that his attorney wouldn't file it if she didn't think they didn't have a shot at doing it. But how is he able to talk to reporters about the case when there's a gag order? I mean, that's got a lot of questions there. Let's see here. Is this the one? I think this is one of them. Let's see here. Boys, when you have to go to the website, it takes forever to load. Especially with KSN. I wish they'd put it all on YouTube, but for some reason they don't put it all on. Now, this is from Friday, and like I said, when you have to go to KSN's website to actually do this, it seems to buffer a lot, but hopefully you guys are able to hear it and see it. You know, I'm going to say this too. I find it really strange. I find it really strange that she knew that they were in court last Friday and that she was able to get there. So she's talking to somebody. So is the DA giving her a heads up of every time there's court also? I don't know. I'm real curious about it though. And then she was there, I believe Monday. Let's see what she had to say here.
Tad Cullum's attorneys are asking the judge to not show crime scene photographs and blood-soaked evidence in his trials for the murders of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly. Tad's attorneys filed several motions today and Friday. One argues those types of photographs not be shown, saying that evidence at the crime scene can be proven through, quote, less prejudicial evidence of technical investigators' testimony, and said the crime scene photos are in color when black and white photography is available. Tad's attorneys are also asking the judge to prevent the prosecution from arguing sympathy for Jillian and Veronica if the case gets to the second stage, sentencing. Specifically, his attorneys request the prosecution not compare what Tad would be able to do if sentenced to life or life without parole that Jillian and Veronica will never be able to do. His attorneys argue it would violate Tad's right to a fair trial.
Okay. So,
Tad Cullum.
Anyway,
one argues those types of photographs.
Somehow she's finding out that they're going to court because it wasn't even on the court records to be in court, but she went there. Anyway, I'm not so sure what I think about that, so I'm just going to keep my opinion on that to myself. But another thing that I noticed is, and I put it in the, we're going to pull it back up from the page. I found this really strange too. And it goes to the fact that when they go to trial, this is a death penalty trial. Tad Cullum is asking is if he's found guilty in this trial, he don't want the same jury discussing his fate. He wants a whole new jury. I have never heard of anything like that. Let me pull this up too. I mean, they're going to have a hard enough time finding one set of jurors because everybody knows everybody. Okay. How in the heck are they going to be able to find another set of jury? This is crazy. Let me read this to you too. Let me pull it up on my phone. I'm pulling it up so you can see it. These were the ones that just caught my attention, and I thought you guys would be interesting in knowing. The rest of them, we'll just have to wait and see what the judge rules. Okay, so, okay. It says, and this was filed on July 10th, motion to allow separate jury to decide punishment. The defendant, Tad Burt Cullum, by and through his attorney of record, Joey Miskell, Kent Bridge, and Robert D. Gifford, respectfully moves this court to grant a second jury to decide punishment if a second stage of the proceeding becomes necessary. Now, this is a death penalty case. Why do they need a second jury? Counsel contends that the jurors excluded for cause because of their beliefs in the death penalty can only be excused in the sentencing of a capital murder trial, and the defendant would not receive a representative. Let me make sure I got that right. Representative cross section of the population and would have a jury more likely to convict unless a separate jury is impelled to decide punishment, thus depriving him of rights guaranteed under the 6th and 8th and 14th Amendments in the United States Constitution and the corresponding provisions of the Oklahoma Constitution. Now, with that said, just because she files it don't mean she can get it. And I have never seen, in all the trials I've seen, that they get a separate jury for the sentencing phase. And it sounds like to me, I don't think they'd be able to get a second jury. If you want to know the truth, they're going to have a hard enough time getting the first jury. Small area, everybody knows each other. I've always thought they would move it to Oklahoma City, but they didn't. But how are they not only going to get one jury, but try to get a second one? I just don't see a judge allowing that. So we'll have to wait and see what that said. Hey, Johnny, good to see you. Glad you made it in. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on that, but my thought is they're going to have a hard enough time getting the first jury, let alone the second one. I don't see that happening. Beach Baby says, I've never heard of anything like this before. Me neither. Found it crazy. You know, one more thing that I noticed that was strange, and it was something that the DA filed. Let me pull that up. And listen, I'm not an attorney, and I won't ever claim to be an attorney. Yeah, I've sat in a lot of courts. I've sat in a lot of trials, but I'm not an attorney. But I found it strange on this second witness list here. This is a witness list that Buddy Leach has put in, okay? And he's asking, let me pull it up on my phone so I can see it. He's asking that he be allowed to call these witnesses also. Let me trying to get it to pull up here. Okay. I found this strange because this is a trial. It's a death penalty trial. But why is Veronica Butler's father, Clint Butler, her sister, or her aunt, Katrina Butler, LaDonna Thompson, which is her other aunt, why are they on this motion to endorse additional witnesses? Maybe after the fact. I always thought that, you know, family members, they actually come in during the sentencing. You know, they give their the reasons as, you know, as to why the sentence should be stronger. Okay. But what do they really have to add to the actual trial of what happened? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. The other thing I found weird was all of Jillian Kelly's kids are on that list also. And I believe a couple of them are still juveniles. Again, this is a death penalty trial. And this is about what happened to Jillian and Veronica. What does family members' testimony have to do with what happened to them? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. And why he asked for that, I don't know. But I found that strange. I found it really strange that these family members he's requesting that they be added to the witness list. What, if it's not the sentencing, what could they possibly have to add to what actually happened to Veronica and Jillian? I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on it. But anyway, the rest of them, we'll just wait and see what happens. There's so many that was filed, but them are the ones that caught my eye that I want to bring to y'all's attention. Because I was questioning them. It made me wonder what's going on here. What exactly is going on? Beach Baby says things are about to start getting squirrely. Yeah, I think they've been squirrely from the get-go. You know, I never understood why they wasn't out looking for these women. Why there wasn't a command post. Why there wasn't a search. You know, we've been told that the search went just a couple miles to the east, couple miles to the west, couple miles to the north, couple miles to the south. And come to find out, they were buried 10 foot under, in a freezer, underground, 8 miles south of where the vehicle was found. And when we went boots on the ground and went looking for these women, we was going to look until bodies were found. We was hoping they'd be found alive. But I am real curious to see exactly what OSBI and all them had to where they wasn't looking the day they went missing. You know, we had a sheriff officer from Morton County that we talked to, and he said that they offered to go. They went down to the Oklahoma side and offered to search and was told to go back home. Now, you had 2 missing women, and what caught my eye with this case is when they went missing, they kept trying to say human trafficking. And I feel like from the get-go, they was trying to put these women off as it being human trafficking. And that just didn't seem like it was going to be the case. And come to find out, that wasn't the case. But what kept OSBI and all them from actually searching? Now, we know that several of law enforcement that showed up on the scene of the car might be Giglio, Brady, and Perry. How come we're not seeing their name on the list? But will Tad's attorneys be calling them at the trial? Because we haven't seen what defense is going to be calling at the trial. Tons of people out there say that Brady Giglio don't matter. Well, I'm telling you, it does matter. If you got anybody on the force that has been Brady Giglio impaired and put on the list, you need to get them off that force. Because it could very well let somebody walk. Now, we don't know to what extent some of these that's on the Brady Giglio list. One of them would be Kevin McIntyre. We know that he was in the same job in a different part of Oklahoma. He got grand jury indicted. And then supposedly faked a burglary at the District 1 at his workplace. There was money missing, and the day of his trial, that money was found. He took a plea bargain, and part of that plea bargain, he could not be in law enforcement for 3 to 5 years. I don't remember which one it was, 3 or 5. I'll have to look at it again. So what's he do? He just goes to the corner of the state in the Panhandle, gets the same job he had when he was grand jury indicted. So when you say he would be Giglio impaired, he can't be trusted, right? Well, rumor has it that he was one of the law enforcement that was out there at that car that day. What did he touch? What did he do? I just think it's going to be very interesting to see. And listen, just because I'm giving my opinion, let me tell you, Tad's attorneys are the best of the best. So there's nothing I can say on here. So don't get in my comments telling me, oh, well, you just gave his attorneys an idea. Listen, they're 10 days ahead of us. Way smarter. Believe me, they've already thought of it. And I'm going to be real curious to see exactly what his defense, who they call to the stand, and who was in the area. You know, we know that Kevin McIntyre and the DA was involved in a ticket scheme. Same DA that's doing this trial. Will that be brought in by the defense? Yeah, I don't see him on the list for the DA. But don't you think the defense has got a witness list too? Do you think you're going to see these people on that witness list to say exactly what they did, where the car was? Were they there? And will they call Buddy Leach into question? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm just throwing it out there. These are things that go through my mind. I think it's a shady area. I think they do things very shady, and I am so glad. And I hope the judge does rule that cameras in the courtroom, and I hope he does it on YouTube live. We will still go in person, and then nightly we'll do nightly recaps. You know, I'll take the bus down, and in the evening we'll do nightly recaps of everything that happens during the day at trial. But let's just hope that the judge does rule that cameras can be allowed in the courtroom. Most of the time, it's the defense that don't want the cameras. This is the first time I think I've seen that the defense wants the cameras. It's got to make you question why. Do they have as much faith as I do in Buddy Leach? Listen, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope he kills it. I mean, I hope he knocks it out of the park. I hope all 5 of them, we never see them again. And the 2 that's taking this all the way and going to put the family through it and at the death penalty phase, I hope they get the death penalty. I think all 5 of them as guilty as the other one. And again, I'll never understand Buddy Leach not making Tiffany Adams testify in the others' cases. What was the point of that, and why is she not being made testify? And could that be redundant? They always say that the judge has to agree to that, to the plea bargain, right? And the plea bargain's not done until the last case is done. Well, how come the judge can't change that and make her testify? I don't know. But why wouldn't that have been part of the deal to begin with? Okay, yeah, we'll take the death penalty off the case here, but you got to testify against your boyfriend and your other friends and tell us exactly what happened. And if you lie, then the death penalty's back on. I mean, that's what Cora has to go through. That's what Paul Grice has to go through. Okay? If they get caught lying or holding back information, their plea deal's done. And then guess what? You have to have a trial on them, and it'll be a death penalty trial. Why wouldn't that be the case with Tiffany Adams, the one that supposedly set this all up and is behind it? How come she didn't get the deal where she has to testify against her co-conspirators? I just find that really strange. I'll never, ever understand it. Never understand why she got such an easy deal and got to walk away. But as we get closer, sometimes it's hard. It's hard to sit down and try to go back over things. I know I said I'd go back over Kevin McIntyre and Jezebel, which I will, I promise. Since here lately, I've had a lot going on. I got my granddaughter every day. She goes to school. I got life things going on. And I love to go live for you guys every Tuesday and Thursday. I do it for you, okay? But sometimes I need a break. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I even changed the name from Rock Talk True Crime to Love Louder, just because sometimes the true crime is just so much. This case has been so much. It's very heartbreaking. And when trial comes, it's even going to be worse. You know? I wish Mark Bennett, I wish our DA was down there. I wish I had more faith in the DA. But everything that I've seen, like from the ticket scandals and he's involved with, everything he's involved with is nothing good. It's nothing good. So what makes me think that he's going to be any good at this trial? I don't know. I wish we could find the pictures that was sent a long time ago. I can't find them. But there was pictures of Buddy Leach, supposedly Buddy Leach, and Tad Cullum and Tiffany Adams in front of a truck, which I believe was Wrangler's truck. How well does Buddy Leach know the 5? We know it's a small area. We know pretty much everybody knows everybody. But were they friends? Was Buddy Leach friends with all these people? And is there something in the long run that they're waiting on? I don't know. Again, it really makes me question why he gave Tiffany Adams such a good deal. You know, she basically got to scoot off onto prison. She don't have to testify against anybody. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going on. You know, you got people in the area that says Buddy Leach is an idiot. Again, I just have no faith in him whatsoever. I don't think he's ever did a trial like this. And I think the biggest part is the underhanded stuff that he's been involved with. You know, the CDL tickets. He runs the District 1 task force. He's the boss of it. The DA is. Well, the task force was pulling people over, truck drivers with their CDL, telling them they had a $400 ticket or whatever it was, and that they would have to call this number and pay it, and it wouldn't show up. Part of having a CDL, when you get tickets, they go on your record. You can't get out of them, okay? So how was they able to get a ticket and then call a number and pay a certain amount of money to get it completely wiped from the record? You know, the Oklahoma Watch was they've been really trying to go over that, but the traction on it, they haven't got very far. You know, why didn't the Attorney General get involved? Why didn't they go try to find out where all that money, for one, that was collected in the ticket scheme, where'd that money go? Who got that money? It just seems like it's been shoved under the rug. They were doing illegal activity. It's a federal law with CDLs that you can't just pay a fine and get it knocked off your record. That's not how it goes. Beach Baby says, I love it. Thank you, Rock. You're welcome. You're very welcome. I'm not very well liked. We already know the sheriff don't like me. We already know the DA don't like me. Listen, they'd like to lock me up. There's no doubt in my mind. If they could, they would. But we call them out on their bullshit. I mean, we was going every day for the preliminaries. Everybody, do you guys remember the paperclip that was dropped on the ground? And just the way they were handling this thing, you got 5 people that killed 2 women, and you act like you're taking them to a picnic. It was crazy, just the way they were handling things, even at the courthouse. And then this last time, when we went for Tiffany Adams, they didn't even do the scanning or anything outside like they were doing before. They would block off the parking lot. Nobody could even get close. The last time, I don't know if you guys remember, we were sitting in the Jeep. And they brought Tiffany Adams out to the car right next to me. I was filming from my window. Crazy. Just crazy. So does that lead me to believe that this is going to be a crazy trial? Very possible. Not only that, supposedly there was 200 and some members of the God's Misfits. Do you think because these 5 got arrested that the God's Misfits just disappeared? Because we know they wasn't the only 5. It wasn't just 5 people in the God's Misfits. Supposedly there was up to 200. Where's all the other God's Misfits? I mean, every time Tad goes in and out of the courthouse, he's looking for people, is what I think. Is something bad going to happen where it's down to the wire and he's getting the death penalty and they come in like you see on TV? I don't know. It's just crazy. Beach Baby says, I feel like he's going to fuck this trial. Yeah. Again, I don't know Buddy Leach, but everything I see shows me that he's pretty shady myself. I feel like he is too. Plus, I don't know that he can handle a trial like this. So if you got a DA that's not very smart, don't really know how to handle a trial, but you got a defense attorney that's all she does is get acquittals. She's good at her job. That would scare the hell out of me if I was family members. It scares the hell out of me because I want justice for Veronica and Jillian. And anybody that's able to walk, that's an injustice. Because again, they are all 5 just as guilty as the other. So we'll have to wait and see. But I definitely wanted to go over the ones that caught my eye, the motions that was filed. I'll try to keep an eye out and see exactly what is said out, what the judge rules on it. It seems like there's a pretty good judge who seems to have control of the courtroom. Seems to have control of stuff. Oh, so Julia Thatcher's saying, that he just does his blog, because the DA has a blog, and he talks about Julian and Veronica and different things. That the DA is just clarifying that Cora Twombly's deal did not involve that if she took the plea deal that her daughter wouldn't testify. Why wouldn't he verify that in the courtroom? If it was wrong information, it was brought up in court. Why wouldn't the DA address it in the courtroom and say, nope, and address her attorney and say, listen, that's not the deal? Why would he wait till after court and put it in a blog? Oh, no, she misunderstood. This is the deal. Okay, well, why wasn't that brought up in the courtroom, in the live courtroom, when it was brought up there? And honestly, if I was Cora's attorney, I'd be asking that. If that wasn't part of the deal, why didn't you say, you misunderstood in the courtroom? Why'd you wait till a couple months later to put it in some damn blog? Makes no sense. No, but they don't condone what these 5 did. I don't know. I don't really know the what relationship Buddy Leach really had with the 5. I only know what I've been told and what we believe we saw in a picture. That's all I have to go on. I'm not from the area. I just listen to you folks there and talk about it. We know that Kevin McIntyre was really close with Tiffany Adams. So close that he went to court hearings against Veronica with Tiffany, supposedly. I don't know. I wasn't there for that either. I also know that Wrangler said that when he got arrested, Kevin McIntyre was there. And that seemed to be a setup between Tad and Tiffany. So it seems like the law in that area favors to certain people, even if it is breaking a little bit of the law. You know what I mean? Doberman Pinscher says they would all screw a snake if it would stay still. Probably. I don't know. I got a lot of questions about it. When I think about this trial, it hurts my heart, it hurts my gut. Because something about it just don't feel right. And I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope I am completely wrong. And listen, I hope Buddy Leach comes out and hits everything out of the park. That he's so good that I say, damn, I didn't know Buddy Leach had it in him. He was good. We'll have to wait and see if that's how I end up saying it, because he was going to have to do a lot better than he's doing now. If he knows there's a gag order, why is he talking to any media, let alone Julia Thatcher? And again, how is she finding out about these court appearances that's not in the records? There was nothing being said that they were having court Friday. How did she know they had court Friday? How did she know to show up because they were having court? I don't know. And listen, she's probably a nice lady. I'm glad she's covering it. But who's giving her the insight that they even had court? It's kind of weird, if you ask me. Anyway, I want to play. Stacy, are you still here? I know Journey's here. I want to play her song for her birthday because, listen, we got to get off this subject for a little bit. I know it's a lot. It's a lot on me. Let's do something a little different here. Let's go ahead and do Journey's birthday. Lots of sneaky corruption. And listen, when Laura Ingalls said that from News Nation, that they had a lot of drugs, drug trafficking, human trafficking, people were scared to talk. Absolutely, that is the truth in that area. That is truth. Doberman Pinscher says, or Doberman Spencer, lived in Texas County my whole life. Favorites are a real deal. Lots of play hand in hand with the Ellie. Yeah, I mean, there was a lady and her daughter was in jail. And she had some information of shit that Tiffany Adams was getting. And she was going to tell me about it. You know, that night, her daughter got out of jail, and I'm not ever going to tell who it was. Her daughter got out of jail under the condition that they don't release any information to us. I found that really strange because her daughter was looking at a lot of time in jail. And she got released when the mom came on the live and was talking about it and wanted to talk about how Tiffany Adams had a phone and was able to call people and just the priorities that she supposedly was getting over at that jail. Unfortunately, we wasn't able to verify it with the daughter because she ended up getting threatened, and she got out of jail, but they were told not to speak again on the subject. So,
Coffee's brewing with us. Everybody clap your hands. This one's for Journey. From England to Wisconsin, all across America. Happy 65th birthday. She was born where the Union Jack flies high. Now she's chasing sunsets under American skies. Left across the ocean with a dream in her heart. Packed up her courage for a brand new start. Now she's rolling highways with a smile so wide. Home is wherever she decides to park tonight. Wisconsin mornings campfire glow. Every mile's another story everybody ought to know. She's got freedom in her heartbeat, adventure in her soul. She don't need a mansion, she's got the whole wide road. Happy birthday, Journey, 65 and still alive, kicking up dust and loving this ride. Boots on the floor, everybody sing. Hear that country church bell ring. From England shores to the USA, still making memories every day. Van life rolling with the radio loud. Journey makes us all so proud. Hey, hey, stop those boots. Hey, hey, hey. Happy birthday, Journey. Hey. Come on, come on, come on. Coffee's brewing with the sunrise bright. Watching deer cross fields in the morning light. Every campground feels just like home. Never really lost when you're free to roam. She'll wave at strangers like they're family too. Sharing stories under sky so blue. Laughing loud with the rock jaw crew. Living every dream that she wanted to pursue. 65 candles burning bright, still chasing sunsets every night. Age ain't slow when this rolling queen. She's living every traveler's dream. Round and round those back roads go, where she'll end up nobody knows. The wheels keep turning, the music plays. She's still writing brand new days. Happy birthday, Journey. Raise 'em high. Let the country music touch the sky. From England to Wisconsin road, she's carrying joy wherever she goes. Campfires glowing, guitars play. Let's celebrate this special day. Here's to laughter, love, and life. Rolling free without a single strife. Happy birthday, Journey. Keep those wheels turning on. Your proof adventure never gets old. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody holler. Happy birthday. Everybody clap your hands. Happy birthday. This one's for Journey. Happy birthday. May your gas tank stay full. Your campfire stay warm. Your roads stay open. And your country music stay turned all the way up. Here's to many more miles, memories, and adventures across America.
all right. Well, Journey's birthday was Friday. I hope you had a very, very happy birthday, Journey. The big 65. You go, girl. So I know you'll be paying attention tomorrow. England plays World Cup soccer tomorrow. You know, I was a fan of Holland, the player. They lost. I still like England. I hope your team goes all the way. I hope they win. Hey, Journey. Are
Hey,
you there?
everybody. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep. Hear you good.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a great song. Thank you very much. You need to
You're
send that to
welcome.
me.
I wished I could have made it Thursday, but everything it got too much, and I'm very sorry. But we did do it for you.
That's okay.
How was your
And I
birthday?
mean, it was quiet. I don't know what I went to the lake.
I know what you did Saturday.
I went to Rock Lake. Everything's rock around here, rock. And today I was at Rock River.
There you go. Well, Saturday, I know you watched the World Cup.
Did. And tomorrow is the big day.
Yep. Who do they play tomorrow?
They play Argentina. 3 o'clock Eastern time. 3 p.m. Eastern time in Atlanta.
Nice.
I wanted to go so bad. I don't have enough money to get there and back because I had to have enough money to last me the month. But nobody wanted to come with me.
But even
nobody wanted to come with me.
You wouldn't have the money probably to be able to get in to get a ticket. Tickets are
No,
expensive.
not to get the ticket. No, not for the game. I was going there for the atmosphere. I was going to go down to the stadium and then join in the fans. You know, the atmosphere.
Right. But I believe
Yeah.
there might be a place there in Wisconsin that is doing it. I know, like here where I'm at downtown, they've got it all sectioned off. They got big old big screens out there, like big ones. And
No, that ain't the point. That ain't the point. The point is, it's the World Cup. I've never been to one or near one because it's always in a foreign country, right?
Right.
And just being outside the stadium and with all the British fans, that was what I was talking about. That's the atmosphere I was talking about because I've been to an England game before. USA, an England game here in Chicago. That was bloody great. Loved it.
Right.
And we went down to Chicago before it started, and there's all the fans down there and everything. It was great. But this is the World Cup. But yeah, I asked my friend in Kentucky if she wanted to go because she lives in Kentucky. I said, I could pick you up on the way. We could go down there and go to the nearest train station because they have trams and stuff. And you can park your car for free as long as it's within 24 hours. And you can catch a train downtown near the stadium because that's where a lot of people catch the trains.
drive is that? How long of a drive is that?
It's about 12 and a half hours or so. Within 13 hours.
Damn. Hi, Hawkeyes. I see face on the board. I think she's driving. There she is.
Yep. I am home now.
Oh, you're home? Okay.
Yep. Hi, everybody.
Hey, girl. Look at that beautiful girl.
Yay. I'm home. I'm going to Wisconsin in August, Journey.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to a wedding.
Which area? Which part of Wisconsin?
I'll have to look that up. I knew you was going to ask me that. It's a
Is it near Minnesota?
It's a 16-hour ride.
Is it closer to Minnesota or Wisconsin Dells? Or
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I mean, I have the address and all that, but just not in front of me.
So you're driving there?
No, yeah, I'm gonna drive. I ain't riding. I ain't getting no plane. If I can drive 24, 26 hours to Virginia, I can drive to Wisconsin. That's 16 hours.
Now,
You sure can.
When you go, won't you be passing by here?
Yeah, because I'll go through Kansas City. I'll take that route. we were looking at the different routes, Amber and I, and so I'm going to go through the Kansas City route.
Are you going with your daughter-in-law? Is that who it is? Your
No,
daughter-in-law?
no, it's
Oh,
it's the gal that come on in, Yar. It's the gal that helped that blew up my company by posting
oh, the one I
something.
met. Oh,
Yes.
No,
Yeah. Amber is
no,
the one you met.
yeah, Amber's one you met, but Ivory is the.
No, she's asking who's traveling with you to get to Ivory.
Oh, no, I'm not taking Amber. She can't handle that long of a distance ride. That's too much on her. I take her Monday for her shot again to numb that nerve.
Damn.
so you'd be
Yeah,
going
she's been.
solo for a couple of days. Well, how long you going for, though? I
I
mean,
can take a +1, but I haven't picked out anybody.
no, I
So
mean, how
I can
long you
take.
staying in Wisconsin for? Like a day and a night or something? Or
No,
2 days and a day?
There's an event. I'll probably try to get there on the 27th. There's an event on the 28th. We're going to play golf on the 28th. The wedding's on the 29th. And then we have a breakfast
Of
brunch
August, right?
the 30th.
August, right?
And then I'll probably leave on that Monday.
In August, end of August.
Yes, it's the end of August.
Yeah.
What's the weather like there in August?
It's just, that's our hottest month. It's meant to be.
But it's
meant to
not
be the hottest
still
month.
summer. Yeah. It's gonna be hot.
Oh yeah, it's still going to be hot. It's
Because
towards the end of
in
August.
Minnesota, I'm always freezing there. It's always cooler.
Well, in August it's the real hot month, but it's been hot anyway, and well, you never know what you're going to get. It's still going to be warm, and it's the end of August, so it's still going to be warm. You never know what you're going to get, though. You know
It
what I'm
says
saying? We ain't going to get no snow. There's no snow.
Wisconsin in August is characterized by comfortable late summer conditions with statewide averages in the high upper 70s to low 80s.
See,
and the
told
lows,
you.
And the lows dipping to 50 and 60s is what the internet says. So
It's what I always remember every time Jay and I went there and spent weeks and weeks and weeks in Wisconsin and Minnesota.
Looks like
and
it'd
we
be a good
always
time.
went. It looks like it's a good
You just
time to
never
go.
know what you're going to get. You never know what you're going to get. Do you know how the
You don't
temperature
ever
is?
know where you never know where you'll get journey no matter where you are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said you know what the weather's going to be within a week of going.
I mean, who
I
would have
mean, you
thought
can
that
get
Colorado would have in January would have 80-degree weather? Who would have thought
Exactly.
that?
That's what I'm saying. You have these summer days in Wisconsin, like it's 80, just like Colorado. You say, what the hell happened?
Except for you got
And
the
then-
humidity. Except you have
Yeah.
humidity, so it's different. But I'm gonna like what it does to my hair.
There you go.
You're gonna have to just do something different with it, man.
It'll soak up all this moisture and when I get up there. And I love that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good for your hair.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like to get. That's why I like to go over to Kansas and Oklahoma to get my hair done in Oklahoma, and then I go to Kansas for my dentist, so I get a little bit done.
Hey, now that you said that, I got to bring this up. I was talking to Beach Baby yesterday, and she wants to know next time you come to Boise City, she would like to go to lunch with you. Just FYI, keep that in mind.
Okay.
She asked me if I
I'm
thought
getting
you would
ready
be-
to call my hairdresser and make an appointment.
She asked me if I thought you'd be interested in that, and I said probably. That's
I'll
something that we
text.
could talk about.
Well, Beach Baby, I will text Rock
Yeah.
when I set the appointment. And then you can give her my phone number, Rock.
Okay. Yeah, I sure will. Because, yeah, she did just ask me that yesterday. So, she got that pain pump put in and had that back surgery. And she's actually cooking and doing things without her walker right now. So she's feeling pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm
Wow,
really glad for her.
that's good, Beach Baby. I'm really glad to hear that. And I'd love to go to lunch with you.
There you go. I'll make sure that you guys have each other's number and all that. So,
You know, my hairdresser moved, and she moved to Hugoton,
well, you know,
but
you,
she travels back to her shop in Boise City.
I was gonna
It
say
wasn't
maybe
no,
you guys could go to the Dairy Freeze or whatever it was called.
they closed it unless somebody's and got it open. But when they sold it, um, the health department came in and shut it down
No, I'm talking
completely.
about the one in Elkhart that me and Justified ate at. That was pretty good.
Oh yeah, we can go to Elkhart.
I forgot the name of it. Dang it. That hamburger joint.
Yeah,
but we
it's a
liked
place that we go every time. When I used to go to a church, cowboy church over there. After church, we went there on Sundays. Remember, I was telling you about that place.
it. Yes. Hey, Salty Sleuth. Good to see you, love.
Hey, Salty.
Salty's in the house.
Salty in the house. Shake it up.
Need to go in, and I thought she had a wrench, but we're going to make sure she has a wrench. Again, you know, if you have a wrench, which everybody should have a wrench, if you have a channel, make sure you share it so everybody can go check out your channel. Good to see you.
It's always great to see Salty. I was just telling Rock about you today again, wasn't I, Rock?
You sure was.
I said, boy, do y'all kind of deliver things if you don't have anything to unpack and documents, so we ain't talking about it.
That's right. You know, sometimes it just gets so rough doing true crime. It's a lot mentally, and sometimes you got to step away a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm so
I've
glad to
stepped
see you guys
away.
in here.
I've stepped away. I sure stepped away.
I know
Don't
you
even do
did.
it.
I know you did.
Yeah.
I kind of miss that. I miss when you
Well,
went on and
well, I will when I get set up again. But actually, it's nice. I do watch true crime. I do go into people's channels, but I'm not watching much of it. I got other things to watch, more relaxing shit.
Listen, I
right.
know Faye
I'm
was
trying to keep up to date with everything and stuff like that, though.
Faye was talking to me about different cases that's going on right now. It's, yeah, I've seen them, but I just haven't dug into them. The Kansas mom's case is deep. It's really deep, a lot deeper than a
Yeah.
lot of people know. And
Yeah.
again, you know, with trial coming up in October, it's just, man, I've never seen the defense ask to have cameras in the courtroom, and that's what's happening. And I would assume it's because they don't think Buddy Leach is very good, the DA, and so they want cameras there for a reason. That's what I think.
Yeah, they want it for a reason. Yeah, evidence, because they want to go over it. Just like this last case that they did with oh, what's the name in Ohio? What the hell, Utah? With what's the name in Utah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those lawyers, they had somebody watching the trial and writing everything down, and that's where they're getting all their.
Well, in the Kansas mom's, hold on, in the Kansas mom's case, Tad Cullum's attorney filed a bunch of motions on Friday, and one of the motions is he wants, if he's found guilty, he wants a different jury for his sentencing phase. It's a death penalty.
You can't listen. You don't do it that way. You have your jury, and if it's a death penalty case, you go to different phases. You go to different phases. You go to phase 2, and then they decide your fate. Death penalty or not.
But he
life or not.
Hold on. He wants a total second jury for the sentencing phase if he's found guilty. We're going to have a hard time getting our first jury. There's no way in hell they would ever be able to get a second jury. Are you kidding me?
They don't do it like that. No other state does it like that, unless it's different there. I don't know. They got some weird ways there.
I don't think it's different. I just think, listen, a lot of people get mad at Tad's attorney. Her job is to get him off. And that's why she's the best attorney in Oklahoma. She's good. She's the acquittal queen for a reason, okay? But just because she's filing these motions, that don't mean the judge is going to agree to them. She can file.
Well, no, you can file whatever you want. You can just file it. And if you don't ask, you don't get, right? Type of thing. Listen, you got a death penalty case. You can't go through, if he wants another jury for this second part, if he gets found guilty of that, right? they won't know nothing about the case. It'd be just like doing another trial. That's stupid. That would never happen. That's never gonna happen.
Yes, Salty. Yes,
That's crazy.
I did post the ones that caught my interest. I posted on my page, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to show everybody right now how to get into the courts for the Oklahoma courts, any Oklahoma courts. I'm going to show you how to get into them. So give me just a second. I'm going to pull it up. It's really simple. And we're going to show everybody how to get into the Oklahoma courts. Because it seems to be a lot of questions a lot of the time. And, I don't always catch everything. I try, but I don't always catch it all. So I'm going to show everybody right now how to do it. So you go into OSCN. I'll give you a chance to get a pen and paper too if you need one. But we're going to go into OSCN. We're going to go into docket search. And then up here, once you go into OSCN, you're going to go under Oklahoma courts, all Oklahoma courts, and you want to go down to Texas County. Okay. And then the last name, you just type in Cullum. Then you go over here and you type in Tad. And then you just hit go. Now there's a civil case, and then there's the actual Julian and Veronica case. It's going to be the 4/12 of 2024. Just click on that. And then I just go ahead and arrow down all the way to the bottom because there's so much that's been filed. Go all the way to the bottom. And here you go. See 710? Starting with 710, which was Friday. Motion in limine. Motion to prohibit jury dispersal and prohibit jury's exposure to victims and defendants. Motion limine, motion limine, motion limine. And then there was a bunch filed Monday too. All these on 710 was from Tad's attorney. And then on Monday, the DA filed stuff. The motion to endorse additional witnesses. I'm confused about that. It's got some minor children on there. It's got all of Jillian's kids on there. It's got Veronica's dad and 2 of her aunts. I don't know what they would have to say just in the trial, the death penalty trial. Like, what will they have to say? They wasn't there when this happened. Nobody knew it was going to happen. I'm just real curious as why Buddy Leach wants to bring them in. But anyway, I guess we'll wait and see. But anyway, hopefully that helps you, Salty. Real easy to do. And you can go pull every one of them that you want to go over on your channel. And if you let us know when you're going to go over it on your channel, because listen, I love to hear everybody else's take on it. Okay? I love to hear other creators go over the Julian and Veronica case. So if you let me know when you're going to do it, I'll make sure that we post it on our page so that people can go there and watch your channel when you cover it.
And
if you need
Rock,
help,
and
let me
Rock
know.
needs to learn. You need to learn to redirect.
Learn to redirect. What do you mean?
Means you can go in and you can redirect to someone's live, and you can send
Why do
all
I
your
need to learn
people
that?
because it's
Why do I need to
fun.
learn that?
It's fun to do. It's fun to do a raid.
Yeah, well,
It'll
listen,
be called.
I know
It'll be
enough to
called a
get
rock.
by.
It'll be called a rock chalk raid.
That's right. I see Muddy's in here too. Muddy's and B Millie, they go live on Sundays. They do a lot of music. It's really good. Go check out Muddy's reactions. And I know that you're in your car, so I'll go pull his channel and share
No,
it.
I got it. I got it.
Okay.
I'm inside my house. I'm on 2 devices, posting on one and talking on the other one.
All right. All right. Yeah. The other thing is listen, YouTube is big enough for everybody, and promoting each other is a big part of being part of the family.
Yep.
And there ain't a one of us that's better than the other here. We're all the same. So we definitely promote everybody here. Love louder. That's what we say. Love everybody.
Love louder.
And like Salty says, Rock doesn't drink coffee. She likes her little Cokes. And she knows I like my coffee, which I got a coffee pot from Rock for my birthday. And so I like to go out in the mornings and listen to the birds and watch them eat and check all my flowers and Now I've got 2 zucchini and 3 squash off my vines.
Oh, nice.
Yay. If I have more, I'll have a lot more than that by the time I travel. When I come through there, I'll bring you some.
Oh, that
I
sounds
know,
great.
because I know you like them.
Absolutely.
Yep, I'll roll on through.
Looks like Muddy is out on the road. He drives a big old semi. He's one of our favorite people out there delivering what he has to deliver. That's what keeps the world going round and round is our truck drivers. Safe
You
travel.
go, Mud.
I was at the rest area, and there were some kids, and they went to the fence because that one part of it is by the freeway, and they were going like this to the truckers because there's tons of them, hundreds of them going by. Beep your horn, beep your horn. They're going, and all these bloody truckers going by. I said, oh my God.
He says
Yeah, all the
They
truckers.
must like you. They must like you. They're
I was like, shit.
Journey. You might find
I
you a
thought
new
for a minute,
man.
I didn't see the kids at first, and I was thinking, what's going on? I must be naked or something. I was like, just check yourself, make sure I got some clothes on. And I was like, oh, it's those bloody kids. They were having fun.
Hey,
Yeah, they were having
I'm
fun.
an adult. I'm an adult and used to go out, and when I see one and go like that for them to blow their horns, and I'm an adult, still do it because
Yeah, be like,
we
yeah.
know they're delivering goods and services.
Yep. They're our food
So
source and everything, even our deliveries, whatever you want. If you don't have the truckers, you ain't getting nothing. Not these days.
I want to show you guys something.
Where's girly girl?
She's at the hospital. Her husband had open heart surgery. He's in ICU. So she's
Okay.
at the hospital. Prayers to Mike. Hopefully
Yes.
things go well.
So you don't know anything yet?
I just know he's in ICU and got out of surgery. Now, I also
Okay.
want to show you guys this. I want to show you B.
Well,
Millie.
I hope he gets well soon and healing.
He's live and he does music, and I'm just gonna give you a.
Hey, matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
Like
a lot of
I said,
y'all
he's
got
live
respect for
tonight.
Dirty.
I'm
I
gonna
know
share the
people
link.
like Bonnie and some of y'all have connected with him. Went out to his house and stuff like that. Let's pray real quick,
Oh, he's gonna do a prayer, so let's do the prayer with him.
specifically for your boy Dirty, because I mean
His
he's
wife is
blessed
having
us
some
just
problems
with
right
his
now. She's in
music,
the
and
hospital. Girly girl's a big.
I didn't know of him like that until more recent. But we'll definitely say a prayer. Can somebody
I'm on the
refresh my
last one.
memory with what's going on with
1 minute.
She's having heart issues.
with Trista?
Heart issues. Oh, breast. She's got a lump in her breast. They found it. She was having heart problems.
Right. Much love. I appreciate you coming through. About to say a prayer for your boy Dirty's I think it's his wife, Trista. Am I correct? I don't want to misspeak this.
She's got a lump in her breast.
But I definitely want to take
Oh,
a
no.
second
She's
to say
having
a prayer
chest pains.
for
They
her.
found a lump in her breast.
Oh.
Oh, no.
I don't know the details of what's going on. I was hoping y'all would let me know real quick. That way we could pray specifically for that.
They're doing a biopsy.
Because, man, I can just tell.
Takes a week.
Yeah, and I got you, JD. I'm going to rewind and rock that all the way through. A breast lump? Okay.
We'll stay for this
Dear
prayer,
Heavenly
please.
Father, I just want to send a message to you right now. And I know others in the chat have the same message and prayers that they want to send to you for an amazing artist that has blessed us with his music. And you can tell that he's got a connection with you through just hearing his music and hearing the soul he's got in it. And we pray for his wife that she's got a lump, and we just pray that you get that sickness out of her and that you heal her as only you can and nurse her back to 100% health. And Dirty is a great guy, seems like, and he don't deserve to go through that. She don't deserve to go through that. You know, I pray that you just heal her and let her story be one of your power. And I ask these things in your Son Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
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 Anyway, I'm going to share his link in the
I know
channel.
my mom had that go on, and I was worried sick. Thankfully, it didn't end.
All right. I'll share that link in the channel. Go check him out. We're not going to be on here much longer. But yeah, I'd forgot about Dirty's, Trissa is her name, his wife. She went in, she was having shortness of breath and chest pains. And when she got to the emergency room, they did a bunch of scans, and she's got some lumps on her breast, and they were doing a biopsy. So prayers for her, absolutely.
You guys hit that thumbs up for us, please. For this lovely, lovely lady rock jock.
You know, I hardly ever say hit the thumbs up. I'm just glad everybody's here. Glad everybody can enjoy themselves and hopefully learned a little bit of something.
That's right. That's
Hopefully
right.
learn a little bit. I learn something every time I go live, for sure.
Wonderful community.
April says, however, several states allow for a new jury to be impaneled specifically for the penalty phase under very specific circumstances. Well, it might depend on how big a county that is, okay? Where they're at, over there in the Panhandle, again, we're going to have a hard time getting our jury for the first one, let alone the penalty phase. So I just don't see that happening. I don't see the judge agreeing to that.
Right.
No, we just have to wait. We just have to wait for the no, no, no. No,
Yep.
no, no for the judge. No, no, no.
I would be
They can
on
try
here.
anything they want.
I'd be on here for 12, 13 hours if I tried to go over every motion that was filed Friday and every motion that was filed Monday. I just tried to pick the ones. I feel like if they're interesting to me, they're probably going to be interesting to you. So that's the ones I picked today. It was the ones that really.
Yeah, they are sure making the prosecutors work for their money. I'm telling you, they're going to make them work. That's why they're following. They're going to make them work.
Not only that, they're going to. Tad's attorney is working too. Like I said, she's a defense attorney for a reason. Her job is to get him off. So when people say, well, you know, she's trying to prolong things, this is her job. This is what she does for a living, is gets people off. That's the thing. So she's going to do everything she can.
How much do you think he's paying her an hour?
A lot. A lot.
I bet she is.
I think I looked it up before.
$600,000 an hour? Probably 600.
No, I think it's like well, it might have changed. I was going to say like $380 an hour, which is still a lot.
Well, he's got the money, or his parents do. Fancy having to spend all your money on your son that was involved in all this shit, and you gotta give him that money to help him with his defense. I'll say you're on your own, son.
Well, I'm sure his is a lot more because, I mean, she's out of Oklahoma City and has to go to the Panhandle. So I was wrong.
Wow.
Travel.
It's between 400 and 850 per hour, depending on what they're doing. But it also says
for that and the travel time and everything. Traveling. My God, I got these lightning bugs floating around my car. I thought I was seeing flashing lights or something. I got them all coming near me. They want to come in. They want to come in my vehicle.
Let's not forget that Veronica's mom filed a civil suit. And
trying to get the bugs
Cullum went and told everything. So let's not forget that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything happening in that civil suit either. And it seems like everybody, if you remember, Tiffany sold her property to her kids for $10. I mean, they got rid of all their assets.
And she got away with it, didn't she?
Did she get away with that, or did they pull some? Did they have a hearing on that or something?
They haven't had any hearings on it. That's what's crazy. No, hasn't even been addressed. What are they going to do?
Yeah, because a lot of people, when you've got something going like this, and they try to get rid of all their assets and everything like that, they normally put a stop to it or something.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember, but Tad's mom was selling Tad's stuff through Facebook Marketplace, selling all the tractors and the combines and everything. So right now they don't have anything left. They sold it all. But so
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it?
the judge
Parents
didn't
got to
step
suffer
in.
for him.
Hold on, Journey. Hold on just a second. The judge didn't step in and say, "Hey, stop! You can't do this." Now it's going to be 2 years later, and everything's gone. What are they? There's nothing they can do about it. It's going to already be gone. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Go ahead.
it's gone, but you know, it's going towards his defense, I guess. It's a shame they have to pay for it. You know, sell their shit.
Okay.
What they worked for a long time.
Let me be a little more clear. Say I've got a combine sitting out in my yard, and I put it on Marketplace, and I sell it to somebody in Georgia. Okay, that's a done deal. 2 years later, a judge can't come back and say, "Hey, you was in the middle of a possible civil suit, and the person in Georgia who I don't know and probably can't track down now,
That's right.
and
It's
tell
done.
them to bring it back." That's not going to happen.
No, that's not going to happen once that's done. But you would think they put a stop to it in the first place. If it's his, that is. They can't do nothing about his parents selling stuff.
Yeah. Well, Jezebel Witch says, "I don't understand how a person can unalive two people and have the audacity to expect to walk. He would have to move overseas to even live." Would he though? Because it seems like in that area. Well, okay. For example, the judge in Elkhart says, "Well, he was my friend." Well, he's still my friend, even though he murdered two people. He's still my friend. You know how
Yes,
many
he
people
did.
in the Panhandle are still going to be his friend? There's your answer to that right there. They're still his friend.
That's right.
Even the judge, still his friend.
And they're going to say, can you be impartial? Yes. No, get off the case. We can't have that. Look at Barry Morphew. Look at Barry Morphew with that damn judge.
Hold on. That is
What
not
the
what
hell happened there a long time ago?
Jezebel was saying. So if you do get off, you can't come back to this area. You would have to move overseas. And I'm saying that's not true. Even the judge in Elkhart said, "Well, he's still my friend." There are so many people in the area believe in these people and are their buddies. And let's not forget the other 200 people that's part of that Misfits. He will still live in it. If he was to walk, he would still be in that area, and people would be more scared than they were before. That's how that would go.
It's just like
Yeah,
I
he can
told
stay wherever he wants to be. He can live wherever he wants to be, but probably
yeah,
he'll stay there.
when Rock and I were talking today, it's just like Lori Daybell. She still can work behind bars, and so are they.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Don't you remember Brian Hinton asked Tad, "Is it true you're still doing business behind bars?" Hell yeah, he is.
Yes,
Sure
he
is.
is.
The only person that I would say is not doing business behind bars now is like the BTK. When the BTK was caught, Dennis Rader, RDA Nola Folson put in the paperwork he could not make any money. He cannot have any newspapers, no tablets, nothing. Zilch. And it has to be specified that way. Right now, all 5 of them, even the ones with the plea deals, are able to use their tablets, get newspaper, get phone calls. Nothing's been restricted. So they're still doing business as usual. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah, but Daybell, he's on on death row, so I don't know how it works there. What he can get a hold of.
Lori, she's talking about Lori. Lori's still talking to everybody the way she was. Else she just did an interview with her son.
Yeah, didn't he do a live interview? Was it live? Live?
Live.
I know he did a live, but was it live with his mother at the time he was alive?
She was
I
on
didn't
the
watch
computer.
it.
She was on the computer. You could hear her answering questions. As a matter of fact, at some point, the guard came and made her go do something, and she said, "Hold on a second, I'll be right back."
So yeah, he said it. I was like, yeah, he's going live. So I thought I'll go listen, but I never did. But I'll go back there and listen.
You know, I got to address this
There's
too.
nothing she says that can, oh God, make me feel any different. But she's great.
Jezebel Witch says it's all because of the essay. Well, you know, you brought it up, so I'm going to address it again. So yeah, so the grandma had custody, guardianship of the kids. Veronica's mother. There was proof that was shown, essay, the aunt sent it out to everybody. We got the proof from the paperwork that showed that they were essayed, and yeah, it all started because she didn't want him to go back to Veronica because of the brother essaying the kids. Now, is that the right to kill somebody? No. Especially innocent people.
And she's not the one that essayed the kids, and look how they treated her. I'd hate to think if they could get a hold of him, what they have done to him.
Listen, you never want to go around bashing somebody that, you know, gets unalive, but it was up to her, according to the judge, to keep her kids away from her brother, and supposedly
Well, yes.
she did not. Hold on. Supposedly she did not keep them away from her brother, and that's why the kids were living somewhere else, and that's why she had supervised visitation. Do I think she loved her kids? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think she loved her kids. But did she not believe that her brother did that? She might not have believed that he did it, even though the paperwork said he did. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. And back to Lori. Lori was on the phone. Lori has a time limit. They have a time limit. He did another live today explaining that. There's a time limit on the phone. She has to get off, wait, and get back on.
Yeah.
He couldn't remember if it was 15 minutes or it was 20 minutes, but she has a time limit. When that limit's off, she has to get the phone just disconnects. And that's what it did. Just
but
disconnected.
that's not
And
true,
then,
because she did a 2-hour interview with Eaton and did the whole damn thing.
But he is a reporter, and it was probably approved.
Yeah, you got to get it approved through the courts. He didn't get it approved. Listen, me and you talked about this today, and I'll just say, I used to like Colby, and he's not on my list no more.
Yeah, I still feel for him. I mean, he's the only one left.
Yeah, but where was he when all this was going down? Where was he? Did he ever ask where his brother and sister were? I don't know. I haven't followed it that close. So.
I think he was trying to help his sister Tylee. He didn't realize how deep, and you got to remember they moved him again. They just up and moved those kids.
Yeah, I just know I didn't follow it that close, but I watched him when he first started his channel and how he got so excited about the money and kept going live just to get money. Is it really about what happened to him, or is it about money? I don't know. I don't know.
I think. I mean, I'm like I told you before. I'm still on the fence, but my heart still goes out to him. He still lost all of his family.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, that part. But there's so many.
He's doing it for money too. But that's my view.
Oh yeah, of course he's doing it for money as well. You don't think he ain't? He's got plans for his YouTube channel, and it'll fade. It'll fade. You just can't keep. You got to have more than that going on in your life. Do you know what I mean? For your channel to work.
And I think he will. You know, I mean,
He's
I just
trying
happen
right
to catch
now.
it live, but there's too many. I mean, I like to watch Crusha, and
Yeah.
Crusha is very near and dear to me, and so is Rock, so is Salty. Those are my, you know, I have my top channels, so that I, you know,
and we love you for it.
And I always share, talk about you, talk about Salty, I talk about it, you know, to other people. I mean, these are good communities, so you want them known.
Yeah, once you find a good community, you just stay with it, right? Make you feel better.
The country
Well,
rap.
You got your ups and downs.
There's a lot of drama in the country rap. You got to pick the channel.
No, Rock's taught me about that. Same thing Salty does is she always does what Rock says. You know, be careful on those YouTube streets. You know, it cancels
These
out.
people will be your friend one minute and then be out to get you the next. Do not let them know any personal information about you.
No.
I mean, doxing is real, and I just don't understand people that do that and go after people. You know, it is the internet. A lot gets said on the internet, and if you don't have thicker skin than that, you shouldn't be on the internet. So take it real life.
You gotta. Oh my God, you gotta have
Yeah,
some thick skin, some of these
but
people, because
we all
oh my
did
God,
crazy things in our times too, and we had to learn, and we learned love
yeah,
speaks louder than all the hate. And there is a
yeah,
lot
but
of
they're doing
channels
more
out
than
there that
hate now. They're doing
no,
more than hate now. And everybody's suing
I watch
everybody.
it. I
They're all
watch it.
suing
I see it.
everybody.
I see it, Journey. You're not the only one that sees that shit. We're all watching it. I
Yeah,
mean,
and they're suing
but
each
you
other,
gotta,
and I'm
but you
like,
have to
my
be,
God,
you have to be educated and know,
in what?
like Rock taught us a long time ago. You know, she told us what the drama channels were like.
Well, yeah, it's like being streetwise, isn't it? You know what I mean? You better grow a backbone. Listen,
Thanks,
if
Anthony.
you're really nice on the internet, like Rock, she's really nice, you are, and everything, and people don't know who you are, and if they start some shit with you, they never know what they're gonna get because they don't
Listen,
know you neither. You know what I mean?
listen,
You'd be like, hello, like that
I'm
lady at the gas station. Where are you? I'll be right there.
I'm nice and easygoing, but
I was like, damn, she's coming, she's coming.
Journey, you are loud here. I know what you probably would do to someone that would be messing with you.
let somebody come in sideways and they'll get taken care of probably before I see it anymore.
See,
Listen, I try to be okay, but I've got a different side to me, and if you fuck with me, I don't even
I
try to
want to
get.
hold on. I
I
want to
don't try
address
to get
this.
that way, like a raving lunatic. No, not really like that. Not
Hold on.
anything
I
like
want to
that.
address
Just something
this.
different.
Hold on a second. Jezebel Witch says, I thought it was Veronica's mother that dropped the ball because he is a minor as well. Well, so Veronica was still allowing her kids to go over there, is what they said. Okay, and still allowing them to be around her brother. That's what the judge ordered. That's why the judge took the kids, and she only got supervised visitation. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know if I mean she her brother is a minor and obviously lives with the grandma, which is Veronica's mom. So if she was dropping the kids off to her mom, she probably very well knew that they was going to be around the brother. But that's my take on it. That's what I think. Jezebel Witch says, because I thought Veronica was trying her best to get out, just starting her business. Yeah, she was doing her business, but supposedly she was still allowing the kids to go to her mom's, which is where her brother was. That's the way I understand it. And that's why the courts did what they did and only gave her supervised visitation. At some point, you are responsible as a parent to not allow your kids to get around stuff like that. And if you know that something's going on, the courts thought that she knew, and we saw the paperwork, so she had to see the paperwork too. That's just what the bottom line.
Right, he lived there. He lived there, but didn't she say, "Hey, I'm coming with the kids to visit grandma, but you can't be there. You're gonna have to go to McDonald's or something."
Oh, wait a minute! It's a minor. Her brother's a minor. The uncle's a minor. Where in the hell is?
Oh, he was a minor at the time. Oh, how old was her brother at the time?
He was only 11 or 12. So, where are you gonna send an 11?
Oh, he was 11 or 12 when he did the act.
Right.
Oh.
Right. So he's only 13 or 14 when this unalivings happened. So he's still a minor. You know, it's not like you could just send him somewhere. Hold on, I'm going to take the grandkids and you go over here. No, what you would have to do is never drop them off at your mom's again. If your mom wants to see the kids, she would have to just come see them without the brother. But that didn't happen, is what it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what you would do. You'd say, "Hey, I'll pick you up, Mom. You come to my house." Or something.
Well, the courts ruled on it, and that's what they ruled because that was going on. So that's where we're at with that. Listen, you know, I will say this. Veronica and Wrangler's kids have been through a lot. And if the rumors are true about even after the unaliving of Veronica, the things that these kids have had to see and go through, listen, these kids need a lot of help and a lot of love. It's really
Whole
sad.
lot of love. Whole lot of love.
Absolutely. Now, I did see a picture the other day. Let's see if it's on Facebook. Facebook is pretty open.
Yeah, but she also, what was the excuse for her not letting her own son visit his own kids and have custody of them? I mean, she tried to stop him seeing the kids too, didn't she? Fighting him.
Yes, but listen, Wrangler was doing drugs. Wrangler was
Yeah.
doing things that he shouldn't have did too.
I think Grandma was on drugs too. The way she. You think she was sober? Do you think she was sober? Yeah. You got to
Well,
be not. I don't know. You got to be crazy.
Everybody has bad times in their lives. Every single one of us has gone down a road we may not have
That's right.
liked
And
very,
Wrangler's
very
doing
much.
good. Wrangler went through rehab, and Wrangler's doing very, very good. He's a totally different person.
He did the work.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the mother didn't even really support him in his journey. Do you know what I mean? She wasn't really. She was doing everything. Like having your kids in your life would make you feel better, wouldn't it?
But she never supported him, Journey. Not from day
Well,
one.
she.
If you go all the way back when Rock first started this, before you come over, she was never really there for him ever.
Nope.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
got these questions in the.
So that was a loss, really, for him to even want to be close to his mother.
Let me
You're
get
right.
to these questions, guys. Let me get to them. So Anthony says, I'm 35 and will be 36 the 24th of July. Residency has been Central PA all my life, though I do have family all over the states and disabled individual since 2013, even though I'd never asked to be disabled. That's right. Jezebel says, but this all occurred because she was fixing to get custody. Well, because Wrangler went to rehab, and yes, Veronica was trying to get custody back of her kids. Now, would it seem like Veronica was doing very well? She had her own business going on, and I don't believe she would have allowed the kids to get around her brother again. I think she had learned her lesson. That's what I think. And do I think the courts would have gave her back custody? I do, because she was doing supervised visitations. Things were going great. And let's get to the bottom of it. Usually kids are better off with their parents, not being raised by their grandparents. If the parents are capable and good, safe for the kids, then the courts try to put them back with their parents. Now, people make mistakes like Faye said. Should the mistakes be held against you for the rest of your life? I don't believe so. I believe that people change. People change for the better. Sometimes they change for the worse.
If they're
As long as you
changing and they're
didn't,
doing what they're supposed to be
as
doing.
long as you didn't hurt a child or murder someone, everybody deserves a second chance.
That's right. So for you
Well,
to see
yeah,
a
and they were
smile,
working on it. You could see that, right? They were both working on it. They were both working on their life.
so for you to see a smile says, question, has Wrangler got to give his kids hugs? Yes. Yes. As a matter of fact, the kids are with Wrangler right now. I haven't said a whole lot about it because I just don't want people going after him. But, the kids were with Clint, and Clint and Wrangler, Veronica's dad, have become very close for the sake of the kids. And last I heard is they were trying to get an approval in Arkansas, some form filled out so that Wrangler could have the kids full time. And the way I understand it, I ain't talked to Clint. But the way I understand it is Clint was for that and all for the better of the kids. And Wrangler and him talk quite a bit and are on the same page as far as for the kids.
Right, that's family support.
Now that was the last I knew that Wrangler was picking them up for the summer, and they were waiting for a certain form to be filled out to be able to keep them permanently. And again, I haven't talked to Clint. I don't know, but the way I understood it is he's for that too, and they're all going to have a good relationship for the kids' sake. So we'll have to see how that turns out.
Yeah, that'd be good. It looks like it's going to be a happy ending.
Yeah. Crazy Mama says, who all knows what all Wrangler witnessed growing up? He needs help and love. Also, Wrangler has gotten help. He's very involved in the church. He's gotten very religious. I think Wrangler is doing so well.
And his appearance shows how well he's doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I will tell you, Wrangler used to rent a place from Tad. He also worked for Tad. Wrangler told me on many occasions he would be sleeping and he would wake up to a gun at his head from Tad. So there was a big fear and a lot going on. with
Yeah.
and that's another reason why, when me and
Could you
Wrangler
imagine though?
when me and Wrangler talked when he was in the rehab, we talked quite a bit, and I expressed to him going back to the Panhandle would be the worst thing he could ever do. Just so much happened there, so just the whole area, and luckily he's not wanting to go back there, and he lives in a whole different state. So, if all
Now,
the if
Rock, does he have to testify?
you don't know anything to test, he's not even on the list to testify.
Okay, I was
I've
just
not seen his
curious.
name on the list at all.
As someone that knew them, knew their character, knew things, I thought maybe he would be called. I've been wanting to
Listen, I
ask you
think
that
he was.
question.
He said that his drug of choice was alcohol, and he did a lot of alcohol. I don't think he was in the right mind, even when, because if you remember, he had just went to rehab a couple weeks before this happened. I don't think he knew anything that was going on of what his mom was trying to do. I really, truthfully, in my heart and soul, don't think he had a clue that any of this was going to happen. So I always believe that. Jezebel Witch says, I think she was getting her shit together, talking about Veronica, and Tiffany was in danger of not being able to keep them. Absolutely. I think Veronica had her stuff together. I don't think she would have allowed him around her brother no more.
I
And
agree 100%, Jezebel.
back. I think she'd got the kids back. I think that's where it was going, and that scared. Whether it was because of the essay or whether it's, I think Tiffany is a control freak too. I think that had a lot to do with it. Did the essay have a lot to do with it too? Yeah, but did the control freak have more to do with it? I think so. I don't think she wanted, just from the different videos we saw and we played on here, of just the way they were treating Veronica at ball games and different places. Yeah, no, they didn't want Veronica to have the kids back. But I think she changed and needed them back. I think she was a better person. Everybody grows. Everybody matures. That's part of life. And yeah, maybe Tiffany was afraid of losing control. I think that's a big part of it. For you to see a smile says Tiffany was the money behind Wrangler's lawyer. When Wrangler wanted his kids and went against his mother, Tiff stopped paying his lawyer. Then they put Wrangler in jail because Tad showed the DA a video of him shooting a gun. Yeah. Like I think that Tiffany knew because they had tried this before. I don't think Wrangler ever knew. But I think she wanted Wrangler locked up so that he wouldn't be a part of this. If there was anything good she did, was to get him out of the picture so he wouldn't be a part of this. I think she did do that much. Got him out of the picture.
I hope it was for the, I hope that's what she did. That's what, I'm just saying.
But Wrangler never got, wait a minute.
And I know he didn't, but maybe she did, but this did him good more than just keeping him away from the situation. It gave him a chance to get his life back.
For you to see a smile said, after the video of Wrangler and the weapon, that's why he got sent to prison. He never went to prison. He went to rehab. He never, he was looking at prison.
They sent him, they were in the courtroom and they sent him right from the courtroom right to rehab. Is that not correct?
Right to rehab. That was Buddy Leach's deal. Listen, Buddy Leach is all about making deals, though, it seems like. Okay, so also for you to see a smile is from that area. I'm so happy for Wrangler and so happy for them to get to meet their new baby sister. Yep. And their step siblings. Yep.
Yes.
They got a family of 6 kids. So 8 altogether, including the parents. A family of 8. That's a big family.
That's a big family.
It's a big family.
We don't see too many big families like that. Unless they're crazy. Like Ohio.
This channel has always supported Wrangler. We've always been behind Wrangler. We've always felt strongly about Wrangler. We also know that people get tied up in drugs and alcohol and they do bad things. Okay? But that don't mean they should be scarred for life on it if they can turn their life around.
Oh, come over. I'm done. She's almost done.
Right. You can't punish people for the rest of their life.
That's right. We all make mistakes. Crazy Mama says, has Wrangler ever said if his mom has tried to reach out to him at all since this happened? Yes. As a matter of fact, Wrangler was talking to his mom. And part of the deal to get his kids back, he had to let his mom go. Okay? She would call him and pray with him and different things. The last I knew, he could have no contact with her if he wanted to get his kids back. And listen, his kids are the most important. So hopefully I answered that right. I haven't talked to him here recently, but that was my understanding, that he had to break all contact with his mother to be able to work on getting his kids back. So
Right.
And we
That's what he
always
got to
choose
do.
our kids first. So I'm
yeah,
proud of him. Very proud of him myself.
Yeah.
Skyline says there isn't anything good about catching someone a case. F Tiffany. Yeah, she said. Listen, though, I bet if you was to ask Wrangler right now, that benefited him because he might not have turned his life around.
That's what I'm saying.
Forced to
That's
go
what
into
I would.
rehab.
That's what I'm saying. If this didn't happen to him, he wouldn't have had this new chance in life.
Not only that, Tiffany and Tad might have killed him. We don't know. We don't know what would have happened if all
We
this
have
went down, and later on, and because we saw how Tiffany was treating Wrangler about the kids. Listen, I wouldn't let my kids take their kids if they're drinking and they're too drunk to drive. I would throw a fit too. I don't know how
darn.
that situation works, but also everybody's saying that Tiffany was a control freak, controlled a lot of things. I'm just saying that even if she set him up, that was probably the best thing that happened to Wrangler, because things wasn't looking good for Wrangler either. He wasn't getting his shit together. Now he's
Right.
got his shit together and he's good. He's doing really good. So for you to see a smile since you meant to say rehab, I knew what you meant. I just want to make sure I addressed it because he didn't ever go to prison. So, and yes, the kids first. Absolutely. I try not to talk a lot about it because listen, there is crazy people out there. And there
Yep.
are people that was friends with Veronica that thinks that Wrangler was involved. And would they go try to hurt Wrangler or hurt the kids? I don't know, because I don't listen. You guys know how the world is. How do we know what your neighbor will do? Let alone
We don't.
somebody else
That's
on
right.
the damn internet.
That's right.
So I try not to talk about
I mean, you're right, Rock. Who would thought that uh, this is the one of the cases that I told you and I were talking about, those Ohio kids. What parents put 16 kids in a 12 by 12 room?
right.
And if it hadn't been for a warrant of indecency from the grandfather, they would have never found those kids that soon. And nobody in the town even realized they were all connected.
Hmm. I do think that Tiffany and Dad would have hurt Wrangler, and the reason I say that is from Wrangler telling me that he woke up many times to a gun to his head from Tad. So again, God works in mysterious ways, and
Yes.
and everything has a plan, and everything that Wrangler's been through, I think, was a plan of God's, and it's all working out. It's all working out,
That's right. And he took the initiative to do well and to do better.
and he's continued to do well. He hasn't gotten any
Right.
trouble. He's did great.
His photos look great.
Oh yeah, he put on weight, and listen, he's always yes, ma'am. Even when he talks to me, very polite. Always so happy about the kids, and there's several times he's called me. There was a point that for 6 or 7 months that I didn't talk to Wrangler, and he was going through a bad depression. But who wouldn't go through that depression?
That's right.
He didn't have the kids. His mom's locked away forever. She's did a horrible thing, absolutely horrible. But not only that, his own brothers and sisters no longer have any contact with him either. This is Wrangler's fault because it's his kids and it was his kids' mom. They're on his mom's side, so they don't talk to Wrangler. It's kind of crazy how it's played out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had to say like goodbye to all of them.
Yeah, and the one brother, I mean, he seemed like a good kid too. The one that lives in Tiffany's house, he seems like a really good kid, a great uncle. And I hope if his brother ever watches YouTube or anything, I hope he reaches out to Wrangler. Tried to reach out to him. The brother said, I don't want anything to do with you. But if you was as good as uncle as Wrangler said you were, you need to really evaluate things and things that your mom did, and quit blaming other people for things that your mom did. And maybe you can mend that relationship with your brother and still be that perfect or that good uncle for them kids. Because let's think about the kids too. The kids lost their mother. Kids lost their father because he's in rehab, and then the state, kept him away from the kids until here recently. They lost their grandma, who bought them everything, and they're young. They didn't know this other stuff was going on. Okay. Do I think she treated the grandkids good? I bet she did. I bet she treated the grandkids good. They don't know any difference as to what she did, but look at all that them kids lost. They lost a lot.
Yep.
Right.
And then the bickering, tell me the kids aren't feeling the bickering. And then the kids was told what happened to their mom at that young age. Just not good. A lot of
Right.
things handled not too good. But
And
they did
we got it, and we have to give it to Wrangler for breaking the cycle.
Right.
He was made to break the cycle. But yeah.
Yep. Break the cycle of cruelty and evil and all that jazz. He broke the cycle by saying, I don't want anything to do with you because my kids are more important to me.
That's right. He had to choose. He had to choose. And listen, the brother is Canyon. And Wrangler loves his brother. He absolutely loves his brother. Wrangler didn't understand for the longest time why Canyon was kicking Wrangler out of his life. But Canyon might need some counseling himself. It sounds like he does. Because he's blaming the wrong people for what his own mom did.
And maybe that's because he hasn't faced it yet.
No.
He hasn't dealt with it like Wrangler got the chance to deal with it and have help through it by professionals.
Right. And then, listen, many people from that area, Tiffany's got that other sister that lives like 5 miles from where Tiffany lived. And supposedly she's just like Tiffany. I don't know. So if he's relying on this aunt and the relationship with his aunt, he'll probably never have a relationship with Wrangler and them kids again. Because if she's just like Tiffany was, then it won't be good. But I was told she's just like Tiffany. I don't know.
And it might be part of what they work with him is you have to cut all that off. That just means he has to walk away, because if he doesn't, those same people will inform her. And he may not want that anymore.
Okay, so let me address this. Crazy Mama says, but yet he still was choosing to talk to his mom, knowing she killed his kid's mom until he was given no choice is wild. It's still his mom, okay? And they wasn't talking like we're talking right now. It was always like Bible scriptures. And, the Lord tells you to forgive. That's what he said.
And point out all of his faults and set him up. And I believe he was set up several times for failure.
But Wrangler has gotten real religious too. So why wouldn't he read Bible scriptures with her? Like, who are we to judge about his relationship with her?
And not to be ugly or anything, but I understand what she's saying there. However, we all he got a second chance and he took the right route.
But also their conversations, from what he was telling me, and he has no reason to lie, is that it was all over Bible scriptures. I mean, even his aunt in Tulsa, they would do 3-way calls and it was all about praying. I mean, it wasn't like, hey, son, how's your job doing? She never once asked about his job. She never once asked how his wife was doing or his kids. Hell, his mom didn't even like his wife.
Right. You're right.
It's a little different when somebody's locked up and you're talking to him on the phone. Do I believe he would have drove to her house and talked to her? I don't think he would have ever. I really don't. I think that relationship would have been at a distance, and it would have been by phone if it would have continued.
And most people don't do anything until they have no choice.
Yeah. And then, not only that, in the new state he's in, different people come up, they find out about it. Listen, and he has to explain over and over and over and over, and he will have to explain probably for the rest of his life to people when they ask him.
That's right, Jezebel. I agree with you. He's been through enough. He showed his good side, and he showed his change. He showed the work he put into it, and he deserves that unless he shows anything different. And from what we've seen, it's not been different for how many years now? We're going on how many years has it been now, Rock?
Over 2.
2 years, a little over 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So
2 years apart.
And exactly what Jezebel is saying is we do need to lift and keep lifting him, because he's done the work. He deserves the credit for the work.
Let's not forget that let's not forget his dad had a drug situation, a lot of drug problems. And so Wrangler never had anybody reliable as a role model in his family. It don't sound like to me.
And let's not forget, he didn't do this crime.
He did not do this crime. I did see a picture when he went and picked up the kids. I did see a picture of his dad, pictures with Wrangler with his dad. His dad looks clean too, but I don't know. I'm not in that area. I don't know his dad. So, but by the pictures, his dad looked a lot better than he used to look. And I'm not trying to judge. I'm just saying. But Tiffany found the Lord the minute she got arrested. Are you kidding me? Tiffany always thought the Lord was with her. Why do you think they were doing God's misfits?
That's why they were in the cult.
That's right. She's always been about the Lord. She's just in a different way.
Another Lori Daybell. Look, they both tell me, like we talked about this before too. So if you and I journey, they are similar. They both were hairdressers. They both were very beautiful women and very upstanding women in their communities. But then we find out later how controlling they were of their families.
Yeah.
So appearance don't always prove what's behind the scenes, just like football coaches molesting those boys and all these other things that's happening. They have a good front, and she had a good front, just like Lori was pretending as she was planning all of the evil things that she did, and she was using God to do it.
Well, I feel like Tiffany had a lot of people fooled because, look, I mean, she was the Republican rep in that area. She had a lot of high priority jobs in that area. So some people believed in her.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But it sounds like they know her. I don't know. But my understanding is she was always about the church. So that's one thing I will say. She was, even though she was directed the wrong way, it's not like a lot of people go to prison and they find God. She was part of that before that.
Yep.
Not the same God we got, I don't think.
Just like Lori Daybell, they are worshiping the wrong God.
Yeah.
Because there's not a God out there that's going to tell you to go and take somebody else's life.
Right. That's why we call it a cult.
And I agree with Crazy Mama there too. As small town politics.
Listen, I've had plenty of people get in touch with me that their grandkids or their kids went to work for Tiffany on her farm, worked their asses off, and Tiffany refused to pay them. And the grandparents and the parents had to go confront Tiffany just to get the kids' money.
Well, what about remember when you were told about the people that were coming to trim trees and she had a fit?
Yeah,
they were scared to go on anywhere near her property.
Well, actually, also the guy that comes to read the wells, she ran him off, drove across like 60 miles an hour in that car, chasing him down, and he was just doing his job, reading the wells.
Wow.
Yeah, she had shit to hide. Listen, I think a lot of things has happened in that panhandle that's never came to light. I'll just say that. I think there's more bodies than just them too. But that's my own opinion. I think people's got away with shit in that area for far too long. And they'd have got away with this too. It's not because, listen, my opinion, it's not because OSBI and FBI did their job. It's because Cora's daughter went and told them exactly what happened. And so they had the evidence. Why did they let Paul Grice walk away? Because they didn't have a warrant. When have you ever heard them say, oh, yeah, this person's being charged with first-degree murder of 2 people, but we don't have a warrant right now. They can just walk. Listen, judges get on the phone. Everything's done by phone now.
You wake them up, they're on 24-hour duty.
Why couldn't they got a warrant at Four Corners? That's bullshit. They
I agree.
Right to their phone to send it, to let him go home until they get a warrant. That's the biggest crap I've ever seen.
As he was making plans of how do I get my family to Mexico.
I mean, you can have the police outside your house right now, and I think you did something. All they got to do is call the judge on duty and say, hey, I need a warrant. And it's sent right to their phone.
Wow.
Panhandle, period. They still have them same, they have internet, they have everything. They could have did the same shit. Or why wouldn't they just load Paul Grice up, take him into the office for questioning instead of at the Four Corners? Why were they at the Four Corners anyway? Why wasn't he in the office being questioned? That's weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's weird. And
Crazy.
again, both
Is
times
that the?
it was out in
Is
the
that?
in the rural area. No, you bring them into your office for questioning. That way, when you're ready to arrest them, am I the only one that watches the first 48 hours? I mean, they bring them into questioning while they're getting a warrant. They never leave the questioning. They're not sent to go home and have a fucking cheeseburger. Come on.
Exactly.
That's
And
what Paul
wait.
Grice said he did. He went to
You
have a
just,
cheeseburger.
yeah, you just go home and wait for us.
That don't happen. That's bullshit. So Jezebel says church can help so many unless their mind is already poisoned. Then they make it about what they want and not what God wants. Absolutely.
Amen. Well said. Well said.
Yes. So Crazy Mama says without Cora's daughter ratting them out, I think they would have be free to this day. I do too. Amen to that. I do. Because they wasn't searching for them. I don't think they knew where they were at. And I do believe, and nobody can change my mind on this. Everybody knew that there was a YouTube channel there, that we were boots on the ground and we were asking questions and we were looking, and we were told that that girl found out that we were also looking. So there's a lot that came into the play there. But I think if we wouldn't have came asking questions and pissing people off, it might not have provoked her to say something. I don't know. But I think we helped. I really do. I think us going and looking.
I agree. I agree with that 100%. But once it reached and started traveling on social media, they had to do something. They had to.
So I just got an email. I'm not gonna say who it's from. It came at 9:32. I don't. Yep, just now. It says, "Yeah, me too. I thought there would be more misfits. Also, I feel like Clint will lie, and will he be held accountable? I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. What would Clint be lying about? I just don't understand why Veronica's dad and her aunts and Julian's kids are going to be witnesses in this death penalty case. Well, what could they possibly be saying? I could see if it was at sentencing, and it wasn't death penalty, or even at sentencing, they talk about, what Veronica was like, what Julian was like. But in the trial phase, what could they possibly say? I don't know. I'm so confused on that. Why they're on the witness list.
And why certain ones that should be on the list is not on the list. So
Skyline says that OSBI agent who let Grice walk was a ridiculously crooked cop and liberal for years. Yes, he was. For You to See a Smile says Paul Grice went to the store and never came back home. Then he hid out at the Cookses. That's right. He tried to get to Mexico. Remember, he asked the neighbor, "How do I get my family to Mexico?"
That's right.
Then the Cooks lied to the police. Yes, the Cooks lied to the police. They put up a new fence and wouldn't let anybody behind the fence. But the Cooks lied to the police about the kids being there. Then they up and moved states away. Well, they moved one state away. They're in Wabash, Colorado. That's where they moved to, Wabash. Back in the day, the Cooks had a meat store in Wabash. So they moved one state away.
You mean Walsh?
Walsh, yeah, I said Wabash. Walsh.
Yeah,
they lived in
Walsh.
And they had a meat building where he was a butcher in Walsh before he moved over to Oklahoma side, or while he was at Oklahoma side. Anyway, he had connections to Walsh, and that's where they moved to. And supposedly that's where Grice's wife is too. Listen, Grice's wife, supposedly Grice told her everything. How come she ain't being dogged on the internet and everywhere? Everybody was all mad at Cora's daughter. Why didn't she go sooner? What about Paul Grice's wife, who supposedly he told everything to, and she never told anybody? She never went to law enforcement. She didn't get in trouble.
Is she on the list for testifying, Rob?
No.
That's right. That was my point. There was people on there that don't need to be on there for testifying. There's people not on there that needs to be on there.
Well, what about the accomplice after the fact? If he told her what he did, you remember his hand was all cut up when he went to that Easter thing. She had to have known. Supposedly he told her, but she's not held accountable as an adult with children. She's not held accountable for not going to law enforcement and telling them.
Yep. There's
Now,
several of
now
them that went to that.
There is such a thing where spouses don't have to testify, but she could have to testify against Cora, against Tiffany, against all the others. But there is a certain thing where your spouse don't have to incriminate you and don't have to testify. But let's not forget there's 4 other people. So why wasn't Paul Grice's wife held accountable? Why wasn't the Cooks held accountable? Well, if we're gonna go that far, what about Cora and them's son, the one that said he could shoot us from a mile away? Let's not forget about that one. The other Twombly.
Right.
I mean, how come everybody's not held accountable? Even after the fact, the people that knew after the fact, they're not even being held accountable.
Nope. That's why I'm saying I'm confused of why there are certain ones on the list.
But they
and
want to go
certain
after
ones-
Wrangler just because it's his ex and his kids, his mom.
Right.
What about the people that was attending these misfit meetings? What about the guy that made sheriff, Clint Twombly? Supposedly he's a big part of the misfits. Where's his name on this witness list? What did he know about the misfits? What did he know about what was going on? Because he went and saw that other guy, that one speaker.
Yeah, well, didn't we see the one, wasn't it the judge that was baptizing?
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, it seems like nobody in that area is held accountable for shit.
And nobody wants to say anything because they're afraid.
Sure.
And it still doesn't make sense why even the judge would go, there's too many people here. Too many people that know each other. We need to move this. Even the defense should say move it.
Wait a minute. Do you think the judge don't know these people? He's from that area too. He fucking
That's
right
what I'm
there in there with
saying.
them.
He knows what's going on, and that's why he should excuse himself.
Listen, the judge was Tiffany's divorce attorney. Why wasn't that a conflict of interest?
I remember that. I remember you having that.
I mean, it's just crazy how they're doing things in Oklahoma anyway. Yes, I realize that this trial's in the millions of dollars. It's going to cost a lot. But for integrity and everything else, why wouldn't they have just moved it to Oklahoma City? I'll never understand it.
Because they're planning on something like you've been saying from the very beginning. The very beginning, you said there's something. And when we look at, Tad, when he comes out, he looks all the time. He's always looking. So that still ain't out of my head.
Yes, for you decide, see you smile. She's talking about that Larry. Remember Farmer Larry, who was going to try to get me to go to his house, the drunk?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Remember, and the one girl, Veronica's mom's friend, tape recorded it, and we got that tape recording?
Yes. Yep.
He knew everything. Let's not forget about the red glasses guy. Man, oh my gosh. They saw crime scene photos the day it happened. They saw blood pooling. How come they're not on the witness list?
I don't know. It sounds like it's about time for us to go over the case again to refresh, like a refresher for people.
It's just a lot to try to go over again. But yeah, I agree with that. And Crazy
just kind of like bullet points of how we got to where we are with new people coming in and
supposedly
things like that.
Paul Grice's wife is in Walsh with the Cookses. She left with the Cookses, is what we was told.
It's a rumor. I don't know it for a fact, but it's a rumor.
Well, you got the Cookses. You've got Twombly's kid, whatever. I can't remember his damn name. You got Clint Twombly that ran for sheriff. You got so many that's still involved. The judge. What all did the judge know? I mean, Tad was my friend. Well, he's still my friend. What?
And he said that on national news.
Yeah, he did. He even corrected himself. Well, he was my friend. Well, he is my friend.
Yep. 100%.
And let's not forget why the judge got fired. The judge talked to Brian Denton and said them things. And yeah, they needed to get him out of any kind of control there. And anybody that says that after somebody has unalived 2 people, that person's still his friend and is a judge, no, they need to go.
Yeah, the judge needs to recuse himself. I'm sure there's other judges that can take the case on.
There's really not that many judges. If you remember, the female judge, Tiffany, threatened. As a matter of fact, that female judge was had protection around her. Frank Twombly. It was Frank Twombly. The son is Frank Twombly. Thank you, girly
Yes,
girl.
there you go.
He's the one that said when we were at the cemeteries looking, because I said if I was to hide a body, I'd probably hide it in a cemetery. So we was looking at the cemeteries, and then we was headed to Plainview, and he said that he could shoot me from a mile away or whatever, and I turned around. I didn't go any further. That was Frank Twombly. Yeah, Frank said he could shoot rock a mile away. He sure did. And Frank is married to one of the Cooks' daughter. That's correct.
Yep.
They were all involved to a certain extent. I think they knew what happened, maybe before it happened, but damn sure they probably knew after it happened. And I think the DA is too lazy to charge them all. But that's me. That's my opinion. That's my thought.
I agree. I think you're right.
I don't think that all these conversations happened out by the car every Wednesday and Sunday. I think they happened in the whole group of misfits. But that's my opinion. My opinion. I have no proof. But I know
What's that? What is that? What is that in the background?
I don't know. It ain't me. Journey.
Is that okay? All right, because I can hear something in the background.
If I was part of God's misfits, and these 5 fuckers was out at the end of the driveway every Wednesday and Sunday, my ass would be out there seeing what they're talking about without me there. Because that's the way I roll.
Yes, you do, and you would. What's
Damn
up? What are y'all talking about?
What are you talking about out here that you couldn't talk about in there? Are you kidding?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
I got to start a new thing that says we're not going to put rock in the corner.
That's right. Cooks knew. Why would they lie about the kids staying there? Exactly. Sure did. Nobody, again, if Cora's daughter's listening, we know her name. We're not going to say it. If you're listening, you deserve good things in life. You did the right thing. Because if she wouldn't have went to law enforcement, I think they all would have walked, and we would have never found Veronica and Jillian. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I don't think they're the first bodies that got hit either.
Nope, there's been a lot of people gone missing from this whole area.
Listen, I had people come to me about
even on the Kansas side.
Yep. Well, there was a guy. It was a custody battle in Johnson, Kansas, and his ex, the female, his name was Mike. I don't remember her name, but her parents were real prominent, and they owned the hardware store. Supposedly, they're relatives of Tiffany's. I was never able to verify that. But anyway, he ended up missing. They never found the bodies. They had 2 trials, and both of them were hung juries. So the ex-wife and her boyfriend both walked. Both of them was hung juries, and that was just in Johnson County.
Yeah, and that's not far from me either.
Not far at all.
You know,
Johnson City, not Johnson County, Johnson City. I just,
yeah, it's not Johnson County, Kansas City. It's Johnson, like she said.
You always hear about it being the lawless land in the Panhandle. You know, back in the day, if people don't know the history of the Panhandle, that was owned by Texas, and Texas gave it up because of slavery. You couldn't go past a certain degree. So then nobody claimed that area, and it was lawless. They had hookers, they had gambling, they had everything. And the federal
they crossed over the line to buy the liquor to cross back. Yep.
And the federal government came in and said somebody needs to claim this. Some state needs to claim this and get some kind of law in there. And so Texas, Oklahoma ended up claiming it.
Yep. Texas didn't
want to because of slavery.
Yep.
Shannon Floyd. Yes, Jezebel Witch. And see you smile. Crazy Mama says, yes, California Mike. That's exactly the one I'm talking about. 2 hung juries.
Yep.
2 hung juries. Let's not forget about the one out of Harris, Oklahoma. That guy went to work on the oil rigs in Texas. Another custody dispute. He was, the last ping was at a 4-way stop in Harris, Oklahoma. His body was never found either. Another child custody battle, and the man ended up disappearing. Shannon Floyd and Chad Floyd. Yep, that was them. Oh, they're divorced now? That's crazy. Supposedly Tiffany was related to Shannon. I don't know. I wasn't ever able to verify that. Skyline says that Chad is living back in Johnson now and has been getting into trouble. Look at the Kansas Court Records website. It's public info. I will look at it. That was always bad. I always felt we covered Mike, California Mike. That was a sad case. So
You sure did.
So the Chad Floyd's and wife Shannon Chad has a twin brother Clint, who's a lawyer in Johnson. They also own the hardware store. That, like, again, I can't say this enough. I think more bodies have disappeared. If it wasn't for Cora's daughter, this would have been swept under too. I do believe that.
I second that.
Believe it all the way. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm about ready to get off here. We've been on here almost 3 hours. Listen,
Look
I
at
enjoy the
this.
conversations. Yeah, I enjoy the conversations, and sometimes it just gets me heated because, listen, I believe in good law enforcement, and I believe in good judicial systems. And I don't think you got that in the Panhandle. I really don't.
Oh, I
And
think you're
until
right.
people in that area start standing up and demanding and voting, you're going to always be this way. It's got to change somewhere, and you got to change it.
Right.
You got to change it.
Well, before we get off here, Rock, question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Give us an update.
I'm doing good. My stitches didn't dissolve like they're supposed to, so it's taking a little longer on my hand to heal. A week from Friday, I go in for another surgery back on my forehead. We're gonna get all this cancer cut out, but I'm getting there. Getting there.
Yep, and if we can all keep rocking their prayers for coming up one, and because I've been thinking about her, I try to text her every other day saying, "How you doing? Do you need anything?" You know,
Well,
just to keep
I've got my
tabs on
granddaughter.
you.
I got my granddaughter every day, and get her on the school bus and get her off the school bus, and then my other granddaughter showed up. And listen, I missed some texts from Lavender. Sometimes you might have to hit me up more than once. It's not because I'm ignoring you. So sometimes I get things going. Sometimes I just want to sit in a room and just have nothing going. Does that make sense?
It does, because I called Rock today and I was like, "Hey, did you get my messages?" She goes, "Well, when did you send it?" I said, "Yesterday." And when you don't answer, then I worry.
Sometimes I have to just put my phone down. Seriously.
Yeah,
Sometimes I just
I
put it
agree.
down and don't even look at it.
Oh, I agree with you on that.
But
But
so
that doesn't mean that you don't have a whole community here that cares a whole bunch for you.
I appreciate that too. I care about you guys too. I really do. Really do. We're going to get through this trial, but it's going to be rough. Like, put your boots on because it's going to be a rough trial. It's not going to be a smooth sailing trial. There's going to be some hiccups, and I don't even know what to expect, but I know I'm not expecting a smooth trial.
I think so either. I think it's just the way they've drugged this out, and emotion after emotions after emotions. That, I mean, come on. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong here, but it sounds like criminals have more rights than the people they did wrong or they unalived.
That's true, and I want to bring this up because for you to see a smile is right. It pissed me off that Cole shot Cora's daughter's dog after she told. Yeah, so the daughter got the brother took her to the dad's. They called the police. Anyway, Cora and Cole drove there with guns, armed. They called
I
for
remember.
arms, remember? And they drove there with
Yes.
guns trying to get the daughter. Well, when the police wouldn't let them get the daughter, Cole went home and shot this daughter's cow, her prize cow, because she was in the, what's it called? 4-H or whatever. In the 4-H.
Right.
Shot her cow and shot her dog. And that's right. It did piss me off too. Trying to
Yeah.
keep from telling he killed her animals that was back at her mom's house. So sad.
I remember. Yeah, I remember you
I
covering
love
that.
you too for you to see a smile. Absolutely. Rocking, uplifting. Yeah, sometimes I just need to go in the corner and just no TV, just a fan going and just pretend I'm at a beach. How about that?
Yep. Everybody just lift her up in prayer at home and all that. And if you need anything, Rock, yeah, like I told you, I'm not that far away.
I know. Every one of you are great. Every one of you are great. Like I said, a lot of people might not be in the live. They tune in the next day, so we always try to do the lives, and we will try to recap everything, and I mean everything, because again, I'll say this one more time: put your boots on. It's going to be a rocky road for this trial.
And we might have to do it like in 3 parts, So I mean, depending on how much you want to break it down, set your time limit at rock once, and then we do, you know, if it's 2 parts or 3 parts. That way, you can get out what we need, and you don't feel like you're being rushed either.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't know how the chat is, but I like to go back over stuff. I
I
really
do too.
There's just like the videos I did tonight. They're just a few that I went and clips, to show. But sometimes when I watch it, you remember her saying, "Well, we don't." What did that one guy from News Nation call the law enforcement? Barney Piper or something? Did they screw it up? Whatever he called him. Yeah, I mean, go back to the reports that's made. Let's go back over the videos. Let's go over the video that Larry, the damn farmer, said, and the shit he said about me. Let's go back over that. Let's talk about the friend. Supposedly what about the time Tiffany called? We think it was Tiffany. Play that video again.
Yeah, just go back over things so new people, and we're refreshing everything before the trial starts.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Cole Twombly, he unalived her dog, and I believe a cow. It was a prize cow. Remember,
Heck,
she went and
heck,
showed
we
cows.
ain't even counted out the dog and the boy in the truck.
Well, that was supposedly Cole's son, and supposedly he unalived himself out there in that field.
Yeah, but
Carbon monoxide in the truck.
but with all the stuff that's gone down, dude, I don't know if I believe that either now.
I've never believed it. That what was his name? What was that kid's name? Thurman? What the hell was that kid's name? Does anybody remember what Cole Twombly's son?
I bet you For You to Smile remembers. Do
What's
you
Cole
remember?
Twombly's son that died? It was a weird name. Sherman. I can't think of what it was. And that kid had went and lived with family in Colorado and just came back. I can't remember the kid's name either. Yep, a lot's happened.
But see, going back
Vern.
over it.
Vern. His name was Vern.
Vern.
That was my grandpa's name. How did I not remember that? Jesus. Yeah, and it was carbon monoxide in a field. In the middle of a field, he died from carbon monoxide, him and his dog.
How does that happen?
I don't
know. It's just
That's
something
crazy.
off. It just never set right with me.
Me either.
What? He must have put something up his pipe and put it in his car. That's the only way. Why would you do that, though? I mean, why would you do that?
I don't
That's
know.
really crazy.
There was a couple
That's
people
a
that
crazy one.
reached out to me that was Vern's friends, and they said that he would have never did that to himself, let alone his dog. So I don't know.
No.
Because they said
That
he really
was.
he loved his dog.
Yeah, but he also got into drugs at one point, but many of them said that he wasn't into drugs when that happened. I don't know. I'm not from there, so I don't know. Yeah.
Were drugs found in his body?
Wait a minute.
Did he have a drug? Were drugs found in his body, though?
Hold on. Cole and Cora, they didn't do an autopsy on him. Cole and Cora was clear down in Texas at, I want to say, like a 4-H thing. And when they found out his son was dead, they didn't even come back. They
I
stayed
remember
doing
that.
what they were doing.
Yeah, I told you, Smile will remember a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they didn't come back.
That's right. They were out of town on purpose.
No, they were out of town through, I want to say, like 4-H or something. But they were out of town for something. But most people, if you have
made sure they were out. They made sure they were out of town at the right time. Let's put it that way.
I don't know if it's that, but most people, if you have an immediate family member that passes away by any reason, you're going to stop what you're doing and go home.
Especially a child.
Yeah, and they didn't.
My God.
To see a Smile says it wouldn't surprise her if Dad and Tiffany didn't have something to do with Vern's unaliving.
See.
Or the Misfits. We don't know. I'm just saying, not only is the DA supposed to charge these 5 people, but what about these other little characters around here? Why isn't he going after them too?
That's right.
The Frank Twombly, the Clint Twombly, the Cooks, Bryce's wife. Like, why do they all get a free pass too?
That doesn't make a lot of sense why they're not going to have her testify against them, because uh he doesn't even have to testify except for against them, right?
Well, if he told her everything that happened, like they say he did, okay, he practically about cut his hand in half, okay? So he
Right.
had it all wrapped. She had to know something was up, okay? But there's still these two trials, Tad and Cole. Why does she not have to testify against them as to what she knew?
That's right. I agree with that part. Because if he's already pled, the only thing they're using him for now is the information.
Is that Paul Grice's wife's name Lori? I don't even know.
I don't
cannot
even
remember.
know.
I cannot remember what her name was. You know, and I always thought it was strange.
Yeah, unless she's talking about, are you talking about Lori Daybell?
She could be. Did you throw something in about Lori Daybell just now?
No, we talked about Lori Daybell earlier, and she could have heard that.
You know, I always wondered about James Beasley too. You know, Paul Grice said that he was in the back of that trailer with the women, and James Beasley came over and was talking to Tad Cullum. What did James Beasley know? We'll never know because he died.
That's right. We'll
It's
only
funny,
know
you
only know what he
you talked about
recorded.
Lori, Tad's mom. Yes, she is crazy.
Oh, that's right. Her name is Lori.
Yeah, Lori Sue. Yeah.
See all the refreshers. This is why we need. That's it. We need all those refreshers for you to smile. That's why I think a 1-2 or whatever Rock wants to do just to refresh before the trials start.
Yeah. Lori Sue, you
Yeah,
know,
get all the names of the characters there. Get them and who they are related to.
Lori Sue
Yeah, because
pulled the gun on me on the live.
yeah, and she has the live of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Lori Sue though. I don't know why. I don't know her, you know, but I didn't see anything that showed that she was a part, but she sure acted a fool that day out in front of Tad's house out on that rural road. Sure acted a fool that day.
She was scary that day, Rock.
Yeah, and still never know who it was that blocked me in with the band behind me.
Yep.
And if I wouldn't have been live that day, I probably would have been unalived and buried with them. Honestly.
And that van came out of nowhere because it wasn't there.
Yep. You know, that's when the live actually probably saved my life. To be honest.
That and the glasses she stole.
Yeah, I'll never get them back.
She stole your glasses?
They fell off. She pulled a gun on me. And I had a hold. Oh, she tried to take my phone because I was live. And my glasses fell off in her truck. She was pulling me in her truck. Yeah, I knew Tad was adopted. Yeah, Girly Girl says Granny 2.0 sure changed in court. Yeah, Girly Girl went to court for me. Sure did. Her and Lavender.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Everything that happened in court when it came to me and Miss Coleman. Sure did.
And then they thought you two had something going on, like you're gay, like you're a lesbian.
You're muffled. I couldn't understand anything you just said, sweetheart.
I said, and then they accused you of being together, like lesbians.
Yes, they did. They did. Because she filed the wrong paperwork.
Yep.
You turned a lesbian.
Or you
That's what she gave you in the trunk. She wanted to give you one and take you home.
Or you just see a smile says no telling who his biological parents are. They could be in prison. Who knows? Who knows? You know, sometimes I mean, I can't say his parents were bad people. I don't know. I don't know who they were. But you just never know. Beach Baby says she just knew her son was involved in trying to protect him. I don't think she knew the extent. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt that she didn't know the extent of him being involved. Now, do I believe that people were driving up and down in front of their house? I don't believe that because people in that area damn well knew not to go down on Blacktop Road. Okay, that was the one thing I found out from the first night from the other Larry. You don't go to Blacktop Road. You don't go where Tad lives. You don't even get within eyesight of where Tad lived. So if I think locals was going by up and down that street where Tad lived, I would say no. I don't believe it for a minute. Not for a minute. Yeah, you didn't like the truth in court. That's true. That's true. The way I
When's
got
the case start though?
Texas County Sheriff, too, that's some bullshit, too. I agree. I agree.
When's the trial starting again? Did you say?
October 19th.
Oh, October 19th. Okay.
October 19th. At least they're
Yeah,
getting all
Okay, we still got plenty of time yet then.
That's the first one.
Hmm.
Yeah, but so
And the second one don't come till February, correct?
right
next year,
but
right?
he still ain't got
Yep.
an attorney yet. The last I looked, he still didn't. Cole Twombly does not have another attorney yet. Let me look
What
at that
is-
right now while we're talking. I'm gonna look.
What is his reasoning for doing? I can see Tad, trying to.
His reasoning is because all he did is take them clothes. He supposedly didn't know what was going on. Remember, he didn't do anything. He was a lookout. That was it.
Yeah.
But that's what he's
Yeah,
trying.
but you're the lookout.
You're right.
That's
You're
like going
right.
to the bank. A bank driver. You're the
But he
driver. You
was
don't know they were going to kill somebody.
He was part of the meetings, though. I don't care what he says.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. That supposedly he wasn't. He didn't know till like the day before that they were even doing this. Supposedly, I don't believe that though.
I mean, you don't think that Tad and Lori, Tiffany, you don't think those two bitched to their parents? Y'all really believe they didn't say anything about the other side at all? They just kept that all hidden, that everything was peachy?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think all the misfits knew what was going on, but that's my own opinion.
Yep.
It's my own opinion. So they did file the additional witness list on Cole Twombly's case. Let me see if he's got an attorney now. Let's see. I don't see him having an attorney yet.
Wow.
As far as where it says attorneys, it's blank. I'll show you guys. It's listed as being blank.
Do you think it has anything to do with Tad?
No, his attorney got married and left the public defender's office. I don't know what's taking him so long to give him another one, but there it is.
Just curious.
Where it says attorneys, he don't have one represented for him.
Wow.
So, but I mean, they need to get somebody on it. So Lori Sue called me Rock too. For you to see a smile, Lori Sue had a heads up because you were doing a live. It said you were going to drive by the house. Yeah, I wanted to do the pings. Remember, I wanted to see how far
long it took to get one spot to another.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't you start at the dollar store?
No, I started at Tad because I wanted to
Tad's?
see the pings from Tad's to El Road. Is what I was.
That's right.
Jezebel Witch says, when we recap, can we please skip Woody? Yes, let's skip Woody. Woody's back into being Justified live.
We don't have to talk about it, but you can show the videos as
No, I don't even want to waste any more time on that loser. I do believe that's why me and Justified just don't we don't see each other hardly at all anymore. I don't want to be around him ever again.
Yeah.
Who's
Woody? He was awful. He was rude, awful.
Yeah.
No, but who is Woody?
He did chores for Justified. He worked for Justified.
Oh, nothing to do with anybody in the case. Okay.
But he did go
keep
down
it
there.
Woody.
He did go down there. He jumped off his horse like he was going to fight me. There's a lot that happened.
And what'd you say,
Oh my
Rob?
God.
You said, bring it on.
I did. I said, hit me once because that'd be the last time you ever fucking hit me. Go ahead.
Uh-huh. Sure
You
did.
took Woody with you down there?
I didn't.
No, but he came along. He came along to help.
And on that Friday night,
but
he was
her
doing meth.
her friend was the one that had brought the horses down, and he came with. Is that
Well,
right,
wait a
Rock?
minute. It was his horse and his trailer, and it was her truck and her horse. They got in
Okay.
a fight on that Friday. The first time I even saw Carrie Moody. They got in a fight that night, and he was trying to take his horse trailer off her truck, and it was after midnight, and she was trying to drive back home here. It was a mess. He was a mess. Then he got in my car after he had threatened to whip me. He got in my car and said, "I'm staying with you." I said, "The fuck you are? Get the fuck out of my car. I don't even like you. You ain't staying with me. I don't even like you." And to this day, I don't like him. I can't stand him.
What a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare.
And the minute,
oh my God.
The minute she told me that he'd stopping by and they bought his trailer,
Oh my
his
God.
horse trailer, because he needed the money. Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere part of any of that.
You should have left him in the trailer with the fucking horse.
There was a lot they tried to get Rock to do. It was that I'm not gonna say her name, but Rock can if she wants to. But tried to get her to go on some national news, and she said, "I ain't going on no national news."
I didn't. That's right. And I sure didn't. She did. I didn't.
And then she got mad at you, and
yeah, that was the whole deal, wasn't it?
Isn't that when you got her out of your hotel room?
Yep. Sure was.
You was in a hotel room?
Rock fixed her car.
Yep.
Fixed her
She had a flat
tire.
tire. Yep. Sure enough.
Rock helped that woman.
Yep.
No matter what anybody thinks.
That's right. That's right.
God, boy,
boy, have we been through the ups and downs with this case. Oh,
Yes.
Lordy.
Lord have mercy.
My
Can you imagine
God.
going back through it?
But I tell you what, it's a shame that I had to meet people under these circumstances, but I met some really good people. I wouldn't know Faye. I wouldn't know Journey. I wouldn't have known all the people that I know in Guyman that is wonderful. The people in the little towns outside in the Panhandle that I'm very good friends with now, I would have never met them. Like, there is still really good people in this world, even in that area. Even in that area. Absolutely. It's just a shame that it's over this case, is how we met. But they're people that I'll be friends with till I die, I guarantee it. Absolutely. Jezebel Witch, everybody. Absolutely. Beach Baby, Faye, all you guys. Every one of you. Met some really good people. I met some really shitty people on the internet too. And I'm glad they're no longer part of us. And they don't.
And how far is that place from where you are? 6 hour drive?
It's about 5.5.
Oh, 5 hours. Within 6 hour drive. Within 6 hours.
It
Oh,
would have
okay.
been
Not
the same
too far.
distance, pretty much the same distance of when we drove to Faye's if we'd have drove to Guy. Yeah, and Lavender. Lavender's been a great friend too. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've met a lot of really good people. I talked to Lavender today, as a matter of fact.
Lavender is an excellent cook.
That's right. Everybody's good people. And listen, we've all had, as Faye said, we've had learning processes throughout this whole YouTube shit. Believe me.
Learned a lot.
Sure have.
Right.
But we met good people, and we'll continue to do cases and other cases. I just don't want to always do true crime. And we don't. We get on here, listen to music, we bullshit, we talk about things. That's why I changed the name to Love Louder, just because I just feel like we do love louder in here. Everybody works together, we all love each other. Is the name change I wanted to do.
I think it's good. I like yours. But I did have to put Hawkeyes back at the end because, people go, why'd you change your name?
I said you, Beach Baby, you and Leroy. I said you. As a matter of fact, Beach Baby
you
said,
did.
next time I come, she's getting her ass in the bus. Because, before she was She had that walker. She couldn't get in the bus. She said, next time you come, I'm getting in that damn bus.
Daggone right. There we go.
Damn straight. I already feel like I've known everybody forever. It does seem like forever.
It does too. It's, well, over 2 years on this case.
Jezebel Witch says, if it wasn't for this case, I'd have never known about The Rock. She's my favorite celebrity.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
she wants you to go eat lunch with her at Seabrook.
okay. You got it, Beach Baby.
Beach baby, beach
And I
baby,
can't wait
beach
to meet
Oh my
Girly
God.
Girl.
See, that's the other thing.
I'm excited. I'm excited to meet Girly Girl. You gotta play Girly Girl song.
Yeah, so Girly Girl, we went to, there's a independent grocery store in Hugoton, and that's where I buy my pellets. And we had went, and I bought over $300 worth of pellets, and we were loading them. We was on a live, and somebody called the police on us, trying to get us ran out of town, like they owned the fucking town or something, because we was there buying pellets. That's what she's talking about. Don't forget the idiot who tried to run you out of town when we buying pellets.
What
And
the
you go
hell?
and Rob bought pellets there all the time when she traveled through. She was
I
saying.
still buy pellets there. I sure do. I still buy the pellets there.
My God, nobody's allowed to buy pellets unless they live there? Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Well, you know, Wrangler's grandma lives in Hugoton, and she thinks she owns that town. But her little drug use and all that, or whatever, so they say, is her connections. That's not going to get her very far.
She caused a lot of havoc in here too.
She caused a lot of havoc for her own grandson. Shame on her.
Sure did.
His most trying time of his life. Went all the way to see him. We even helped pay for her to go see him. For her and her friend to be doing meth at the Red Cross in the bathroom, and Wrangler walking in on him. Yeah, that tells you what kind of person she is.
Yep.
Now, I wasn't there for it, but I don't think Wrangler would lie about it. So there you go with that.
And he said never again.
My God.
You know,
You've seen it all. Damn.
I don't think
Yeah,
he
it's
said
been
never
a
again.
lot, Journey. This has been a wild ride, and
Let
one
me-
of the longest cases.
Let me say this. You know,
Mm.
you can't very well say, well, you know, Wrangler got clean. He's a better person. If his grandma got clean, she would be a better person too. So I'm not going to put that on him as far as the never again. Is his grandma, if she got clean, he would probably give her a second chance. I don't know. That's not for me to judge or any of us to judge.
Nope, that's just for him.
Crazy as a bat.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So he goes to see her grandson after he went through all this, and then her and her friend does meth in the bathroom. I wasn't there, but if that really happened, shame on her. Shame. And he has no
Yeah.
reason to lie about it. So we'll play the
No.
Girly Girl song. We'll play the Girly Girl song, and then we'll play the new Love Louder song. I tried to get everybody's name in on it.
Is that the one you posted earlier?
I did.
I loved it. It was great.
Sure did. So
Yeah, I listened to it too.
let's play the Girly Girl song, then we'll play that one, and we're out of here. We'll be live again Thursday. If you ladies want to come up and do the live, you're more than welcome. Come on up.
This is my practice. Rock's gonna be somebody I interview. I have to pick certain people to interview for my class.
The more you go live, the better you'll be, and the more comfortable you'll be. But I'm going to be honest, even in your nature stuff, you'll find idiots that will want to come and try to cause you havoc. So
Yeah, the trolls are come no matter what.
if I had my
That's all-
way,
I got
I'd
some
be
real.
live.
I got some really good mods already. Huh, Rock?
It's not even about that though. What I was trying to say is, I would have my picture live all the time, okay? But I did get doxxed, and they did send shit to my husband and my daughter and harass them, and I just don't want to go through that no more. That's why I keep the camera off. I just
Right.
don't want to deal with it ever again, honestly. Okay,
Yeah,
here's
it's not right.
As soon as everybody's done, we're going to play Girly Girl 420, and then we're going to play the Love Louder, and we'll see everybody Thursday.
And I hope everybody has a really good evening and the rest of their week, and we'll see you Thursday.
Absolutely, and keep Mike in your prayers for Girly Girl.
And we also, yes, Girly Girl, I got you in your prayers. I was asking about you earlier. And let's keep rocking her in prayers for her and Christopher.
Amen. Okay, here we go.
Amen.
And,
Night, everybody. Go
everybody
England, go England, go England, go England.
Root for England tomorrow. Here we go.
Floating through the sky. Kansas night stars so high. Let it ride. She got flowers in her hair, moonlight in her eyes. Barefoot in the grass, feeling so alive. Tie-dye dreams that she don't pay pretend. Roll it up slow with all her friends. Windows down, music loud, riding through the plains. Laughing in the wind, don't care about the rain. Free so glow, yeah, she shines so bright. Girly girl 420, living her life. She don't rush, she just vibes. Peace and love, that's her style. From the sunset to sunrise, yeah, we float in tonight. Girly girl 420, yeah, she light it up slow. Fire it up, Kansas, let the whole world know. Puff, puff, pass, baby, don't you hold on tight. We just chasing good vibes.
Mine too. I love this song.
Girly girl 420, yeah, we rolling free. Stars in the sky, that's where we wanna be. Hands to the sky, let your worries all go. Fire it up, Kansas, let it go, let it go.
Right, love loud.
She dancing in the Milky Way. Talking to the stars, got a lot to say. Peace signs up, got love in her heart. Every little moment feeling like art. Old school van, painted colors so wild. Laugh like a queen, free spirit child. Pass that vibe, let it circle around. No bad energy allowed in this town. No stress, no chains, just love in our veins. Let it ride, let it wave. We ain't ever the same. Girly girl 420, yeah, she light it up slow. Fire it up, Kansas, let the whole world know. Puff, puff, pass, baby, don't you hold on tight. We just chasing good vibes under neon lights. Girly girl 420, yeah, we rolling free. Stars in the sky, that's where we wanna be. Hands to the sky, let your worries all go. Fire it up, Kansas, let it go, floating, drifting, no gravity tonight. Hearts lifted, souls gifted, everything feel right. Take a hit of freedom, let your spirit fly. Kansas to the cosmos, we touching the sky. Girly girl 420, yeah, we turn it up loud. Fire it up, Kansas, make the people feel proud. Puff, puff, pass, baby, let the good times roll. We just out here rockin' body, mind, and soul. 420, yeah, we living free. Peace, love, unity, that's the energy. Hands to the sky, let your worries all go. Fire it up, Kansas, let it go, let it go. Kansas nights are so bright. Pass it to the left, everything alright. Pick up.
Let the whole world hear. This is more than a channel. This is family right here. We started with rock chalk. We built something strong. But the message got bigger. The love got louder. Everybody together. Love louder. Love, 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 love. Different roads, different stories, different lives we live, but this family was built on the love that we we give. Country rap beats and the community sound. When somebody needs us, we're always around. Creators and dreamers, come join the ride. Bring your channel, stand with pride. Share your links, let everybody see the amazing people that make this family. No competition, no tearing down. We lift each other all over town. Every voice matters, every heart counts. Love is the message that we're all about. Love louder, let the whole world know this family keeps growing everywhere we go. Hands in the air, let the good times start. Love is the rhythm beating in every heart. Love louder, stronger than before. Opening every single door, from country roads to the city crowd. We stand together and we love out. 99 Customs bringing the fire tonight. 99 Julie shining with a heart so bright. Paid in the house, bringing that sound. Vermilion muds when the family's around. Pop and the crushed ice, bringing the vibe. Stacy and Booney on this family ride. Noel and Faye loves nature too. Anthony showing what real friends do. Johnny bringing that country soul. Rick and Chevy Berry making us whole. Nora standing strong with the crew. Every single one bringing something new. Girly girl 420, Hawkeyes in the place. Lavender bringing that beautiful grace. Justified and Gail standing tall. Star Stripe bringing love to all. Jezebel, Leroy Beach baby too. J Thomas always coming through. Ball and Bud Lollipop shining bright. Black Opal bringing the light. Dan and the life of Licati bringing the cheer. Anthony and Noel we celebrate here. Journey living life and chasing the dream. I see keeping strong with the team. Mommy 25 Angels DC2. Sherry Berry bringing that family crew. Sing me in Skyline side by side. Cheyenne and Christopher along for the ride. K-Joe and April, here we stand. Flower daisy spreading love across the land. Everybody move! One family, one heartbeat, one groove, one family. No matter where you came from, no matter your story, we rise together. Love louder. Look. Love louder. Yippee-ki-yay, bringing that country cheer. For you, too sick and smile, making memories here. Jason bringing energy into the night. Sunflower shining with positive light. PK, Susan Tubb creating with pride. Robbing the Mims collectors right by our side. Patriots standing strong and true. Patronus glow, bringing kindness through. Quiet and crafty lady showing their heart. Baby J making this family a work of art. Diamond girl shining like a star. Mouse reminding us how special we are. Official bringing the family sound. Rubber reminder when we gather around. Country Boy 6 morning joining the song. Together is where we all belong. This isn't just a name. This isn't just a place. It's every laugh, every story, every friendship we embrace. From country rap family to everyone new, there's always a seat waiting for you. Keep creating, keep sharing, keep supporting each other, because the world needs more. Love louder, let the whole world hear. Family keeps growing year after year. Different names but one heartbeat sound. The greatest family we've ever found. Love louder, every night and day. Spread kindness everywhere along the way. Never forget what brought us here. Love louder forever. Love louder this year. Lord, we thank you for bringing this family together. Thank you for every friendship, every connection, and every person who's become part of this journey. Please watch over everyone in the Love Louder family. Bless their homes, their families, their dreams, and their struggles. Give us the strength to lift each other up, to forgive, to encourage, and to always choose kindness. Help us use our voices for good, our platforms to inspire, and our hearts to show love. May we continue to grow, not just in numbers, but in compassion and faith. God, remind us every day that love is stronger, hope is brighter, and together we can make a difference. Amen. Love louder. Forever.
All right, so I do want to play this last song from Yo Boy Dirty, prayers to his wife. She has a mass lump in her breast. Let's give her prayers and let's listen to this Yo Boy Dirty song on the way out. Much love, everybody. Nobody has a voice but like Yo Boy Dirty, that's for sure. I put Yo Boy's Dirty link in there. Please go subscribe to him. Check out his music. He's part of Outlaw Nation. We love him. He's got a voice like no other.